What is up, folks? Peoples, toasties, how you guys doing? It's gonna be very soon that Corey will be beginning the Double Toast of DT Power Hours. It's gonna be fun as shit. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a long fucking show for you guys, man. Corey's gonna be doing 2 shows in one: the Sunday service as well as the What Up Son, reviewing the Zack Snyder Justice League spoiler discussion as well as.
Hope we can get to it.
No, they've gotten to it, but apparently they weren't able to talk about the spoilers or whatever in the original review. So they're doing that now. Okay. And here's the thing that's kind of a cool concept is that Corey apparently is going to be doing some live editing on the show to show people just the process of editing as well as like, yo, this is what the show needs to do. Oh shit, I just realized something. We're not even on Twitch. Well, fuck.
Might want to do that. There might be a couple people that are like, hey, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, so I literally just clicked on it. I did a lot. He was here. He saw me doing it. I don't know what the fuck happened. Chat. So, hey there, guys. I'm going to start this fuck. I'm going to put the music back on. We fucked that completely up. Anyways, yo, okay, you guys already know I'm not going to be quiet. Boom. You guys hear the music. Double Toast of Pre-Show, the whole fucking thing. Reiteration. We are here with you guys. Corey's going to have a huge show for you guys today. He's doing 2 shows in one. That's the Sunday service as well as What Up Stuff because everything happened last night. Dude's going to be doing the spoiler talk for Justice League as well as a review for the Robert Kirkman show, the Invincible on Amazon. So should be cool. Which, by the way, I remember. Did you see that?
That's the animated one, right? For Amazon.
Yeah, the superhero one. Yeah, I was not out, but he got like a screener. I think it's coming out this Friday.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. The animation looks good. So I mean, I don't really know anything about it. It looks like not Blue Beetle. It looks like the Thing to me.
Yeah, no, it does. But God, I am so curious when this is actually gonna come out. I'm gonna look it up in a little bit. I do want to show the trailer though, just so you guys know, in case you guys are like, what, Invincible? What the fuck is that? No, it's this little gem right here. So essentially, Robert Kirkman decided to bring his gory Walking Deadisms to a superhero show because he's a fan of comic books and everything. So that's what's gonna happen.
Oh, really? Robert Kirkman, fan of comics? I wonder.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of strange. No, but like yeah, so he's doing it over here. Should be cool. I mean, it looks kind of silly. There's lots of goofy superheroisms in here, but then, it gets bloody and crazy towards the end of this trailer over here. So, very curious what's going to happen with the show. Does that bother you? Because it sounds like you're like, oh, like you're groaning.
It's just, I feel like not necessarily the boys come out, but I think we're doing a situation where it's like we've had so much, not necessarily kid-friendly, but more family-friendly cartoons stuff when it comes to comic books, like Justice League Animated, Young Justice, anything DC-related. Spider-Verse, that everyone's like, we're tired of that. We want blood and violence. And then now everything with the boys is like, and a lot of the DC animated stuff is like as much blood and violence as possible. And I'm like, I don't necessarily like that because it's like, I feel like you focus so much on the blood and gore, so much on the fact that you can get away with it. It's like a little kid learning how to swear. They're not putting it in nuance. They're just like, fuck, shit, fuck. Yeah, I'm adult, right? No. And hey, I'm prejudging this. I'm sure maybe it'll be great, but like I don't really like a lot of violence, excessive violence in a lot of the superhero stuff because I feel like nobody uses it that properly. They go extreme with it.
Yeah, Zone Blade, aka JP, says hello, and I wonder what Nick's gonna think of the show. I might not watch it. I'm curious to watch maybe like one episode, whatever. But I don't want to have a thing where like if I don't like it, then I piece of shit, So I don't know. We'll see. But Yasu, but a fan in the chat. Ron is in the chat too. He's saying he's doing some drawings. If you can, show us some of your drawings. But speaking of drawings, and speaking of just animation and the quality of it, Jet just came into the call, and Jet, I don't think I got your opinion fully on this because the trailer came out when I was actually at your house. And now that, I think on the 26th, it's going to be this Friday, it's finally going to come out. Are you interested in watching this at all?
I mean, I think honestly, it looks great. I don't have any problem with it. It's one of the shows that are actually out that I'm actually willing to watch.
Yeah, so this should be really cool. Like, I mean, and once again, it's not in the sense of like, oh, some comic book bullshit, whatever. It's like, I think they're going to try to do something different. The character Mark Grayson apparently is voiced by Steven Yeun, and I gotta tell you, dude, I've never heard Steven Yeun's voice acting before, but he's Glenn from The Walking Dead, and he's done some other things too. He had like some zombie in the Office type movie. It was just like Belko Experiment, but it was like even weirder. So I do like Steven Yeun, but there's gonna be a big test to see can he handle the voice acting stuff because I can't remember any time his acting was like I never like blew me away. So I don't know.
He's always been a good supporting. He's always been good in the background. Like he can help an ensemble cast, but like as far as a leading man, he hasn't had that many roles to even showcase it.
Yeah, apparently he won something from Minari. Do you know what Minari is?
I have no idea. Sorry, I
Yes.
love it. I have no fucking idea. I just got off Soul Out show and I'm not allowed to swear there, so I had to tone it down.
Yeah, you always told me that you would never be able to do that. Then here you are. See, you proved it to yourself. You can do it.
Dude, I broke once at least. I can't remember what the fuck we were talking about, but at one point I'm like, yeah, oh shit. I'm like, I got excited, like, yeah, shit. Oh, I gotta like calm it down because he does like more family kind of stuff. So he's like, hey, you can say hell and stuff like that, but don't use the excessive curse words.
Yeah, no, I know. I know it'll be hard for me to be on. Bilbo Baggins, he says, "What's up in the What's up? Is the show still happening?" Yes, it is. Corey's gonna be starting in a few minutes. Okay, so I don't know how to handle this part. So I'm just gonna warn you guys for something, and I really swear to God, I might make a poll, and you guys need to be honest. No fucking around, joking, trying to be whatever. But Corey had to get another modem today, and I think he had the cable guy over to help him out with stuff. But here's the thing: the internet didn't work still. So
that's a shame.
yeah.
Is it an area thing? Maybe they're doing some work on the box in the area, because I know one time it happens maybe once a month where the internet just goes down for a day because they're just doing updates in the fucking city nearby.
Yeah, sometimes if they're transitioning to Google Fiber or the equivalent of Google Fiber, like gigabit internet, whatever the fuck. Sometimes that happens, but I don't know really what it is, because it can also be the CPU too. I mean, he's using an Alienware equivalent badass computer, and he's not used to Windows stuff. And then essentially last night they did a 2-hour stream with no hiccups at all, and it was because Carlos went in there and did a bunch of updates to a bunch of drivers. And me and Jet have dealt with this many times before, where issues from drivers fuck up just communication, just simple communication through the internet. And I mean, I remember Jet, I think I accidentally made you fuck up a couple of things. I don't know. Did I, by the way? I never even got the verdict on that. Did I make that shit worse?
Don't worry, I rolled it back.
Okay, but I did fuck it out though, right?
Essentially, but once again, I rolled it back, so it's all good.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, drivers do that to me all the time, because I was complaining about my frame rates in games. I'm like, what the fuck? This is some bullshit. I'm running one of the fucking best rigs, and it's like, why is this running like shit? Oh, the drivers are fucking it up, man. Fuck the Nvidia sometimes, man.
Yeah. By the way, I'm gonna put this out here. I normally wouldn't read this, but I just want to show you guys what I deal with as a non-comic fan. But
I know, I saw that. I saw that comment too.
Yeah, no, but I just want to read it just so he doesn't say it again, because I'm gonna make fun of your ass so you learn something here. But he's just also, how are you doing, Nick? I just launched in because you were talking about comics, and well, you're you about superheroes. That aside, you doing good? It's you could have just put, hey Nick, are you doing good? But
hey, Nick, you're a piece of shit, and I hate everything you ever say in your mouth. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just weird. It's almost like if I come in after a fighting with family and everything, I'm like, hey,
so I want to say something right now to the people in the chat that have those snide remarks. Mike, I appreciate you. You always show up, but the last line of that is I don't care what y'all say. I'm like, look, I am huge into comics. I've been reading and enjoying comics since I was a fucking kid, and Nick's one of my closest fucking friends. This man hates every goddamn thing I like. I'm still his friend, and I chill with him every fucking day. Because every day, no matter how fucking wrong he is, he at least tries to have a discussion. He will always give you that moment to explain yourself. He won't agree, but he'll at least give you the moment. And trust me, that's more than most people on fucking Facebook do. As soon as you have a dissenting opinion, suddenly they ignore your existence. At least he'll give you a chance to explain yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's better than me. I just start ignoring.
No,
you
want to
I'll just be like, first of all, I don't give a shit about you. Second of all, I'm not gonna read your shit. Third, I mean, you can go crazy basically wanting me to read your shit, but I won't. Don't piss me off.
No, I was with a buddy of mine one time. This is a random aside. And we were watching a movie and stuff, and he's like, you just did a few points on Star Wars. Oh, thanks for sharing your stream, Max.
Thank you, Max.
Yeah, a random person on Star Wars was just like, oh, that's not how it worked in the movies. And my buddy's, respectfully sending it back. He just shows me dude, this guy sent 4 paragraphs and 18 different links. And I'm like,
wow.
I just felt, bro, it's in the movies. The movies are canon. And it's just you see the craziness people will go to as soon as you have a different opinion. And he likes Star Wars a lot, so he's going back. I'm like, bro, put your phone down. That guy is nuts. You're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah. Mike, no, we'll talk about that too. May, Pacific Rim Black, or Pacific Rim Double Black. He's like Pacific Rim Black. I'm like, oh, that sounds weird.
That would have been a better name. It's called the Pacific Rim Black.
By the way, because you didn't get too far in it, and I did watch the entire thing, and I guess we'll review it pretty much right away. But just in case you guys are wondering, they never really explain what the black is. They just consider the black being the period of all the shit that's going on.
Is it? I thought it was the area. Because I got that point where oh, what's the black? I'm like, the black they made it seem like it's just like it's a strip of like fucked up area, you know.
That's what I thought too. But then they kind of like, this one, back in the day, everything was this way until the black, and I'm like, well, wait until like you guys created like the land called the black, or are you talking about like the blackout, like electricity? Yeah. Yeah, the black, and it's like one dude like what? It's like, oh no. That is one thing
Is
that's
that the
lacking
one
too.
one black person on the show has to explain why it's called that?
Well, no, that's another crazy thing too. Is like there's no black people in this show, so that's another interesting thing. I'm trying to think, man. Like maybe there's someone who's brown, but there is no black people in this show.
Yeah, in a place that's primarily desert and sun in the middle of fucking, Sydney, Australia in the future or the past. Yeah, there's not a single minority except for guys slightly tanned.
No, and they don't even look like Asian, really. Like they're very well. No, oh, it's in Australia. So you know what? I'm stupid. I expected it's supposed to be Asian people. So yeah, my bad. Max Pro Bro, he's like coming from Facebook.
There's Asian
Max.
people in Australia.
But like, I mean, there's Asian people everywhere. Everyone's everywhere. But like, is there like a particular part of Australia that's like very Asian, or is it just like? Because I don't know. I don't know much about Australia at all. I don't even know really what they kind of look like. I mean, honestly, like, I just think you can't tell until you hear the accent, right?
Yeah.
But no. I'm a weird dude. Chris Ayers saying, "Hey y'all, hey there, buddy. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing. See, I'm starting off good with you. I'm being nice. Hello, hi. Yes, that's with Fam. They go to Sydney in there too.
Yeah, because the only place in Australia anyone even recognizes is Sydney. Because God forbid there are any other cities on that giant fucking continent.
Well, plus, and me too. There's a lot of like really huge like bands that go to Sydney, Australia, and they do what's it called, Sydney's Big Day Out. I think it's called. It was like from the '90s, and they kept doing it forever. So like for me, I've always remembered like Sydney's Big Day Out. That's like a huge fucking venue. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I know. Just the music connection and then the connection from the show, and that's pretty much about it. But here's the thing. Before we continue on, because you guys are gonna hear a lot of my voice when it gets into the whole like review stuff of Pacific Rim. So I'm gonna give the the attention over here to Mr. Alan Shakazine, because I gotta ask you, dude, what are you feeling about? Because I have a way to think about this, but I'll wait for you to be positive first. But BZRKR is actually this comic book series that apparently is going to be getting a film and an anime series, and it was made by Keanu Reeves, and it's going to star him as well, and he wrote it. He's going to write the anime as well, everything Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I not particularly read it, but the imagery looks very, very cool. And I think what it was like, yeah, hey, I'm getting all of this this fandom, this stardom from John Wick, and it's helped brought back my career. He's in everything from Toy Story to like all like SpongeBob to everything. Like he's in so much, and he's like, well, hey, I'm going to use some of this fame to do some of the stuff I always wanted to do. And he wrote a comic book, and people seem to generally enjoy it. And what happens the moment a new IP gets somewhat famed? Movie adaptation everywhere. Yep. It's the immediate thing. Oh, this thing's original. Well, let's just try to farm it out to as many people as possible. I don't know really anything about it, but at the end of the day, it's like Keanu Reeves is a great action star. He isn't necessarily the best when it comes to his range is very limited. So this is a character that doesn't really talk a lot. You can get a lot out of it, just facials and a lot of the the action in there, and especially like if you have an ensemble cast. So it's like, what, fuck it. I want Keanu Reeves to do more work. Like I like him as a person, and I like every single like his action movies are good. Everything else is kind of but like I'm curious to see what the fuck this even is.
Yeah, dude. Because the look of it right there seems pretty cool. Because essentially, this is actually a 12 issue limited series that was on that book or whatever. And apparently, I didn't know this, but it launched on March 3rd and already sold 615,000 copies, which is like that's a lot of copies for me to not even hear about this before.
Oh, that's for people like, that's a small amount. The average comic, the average really high selling comic sells about 250,000. Mm-hmm. Like this is like Spider-Man issues and Justice League and then DC and Batman stuff. So the fact that it broke 650, it's like that's a significant. Where if Keanu Reeves has another idea, they'll give him the money to make it.
Actually, I'm really curious too about this. Do you feel like the reason why it still sold 615,000? I mean, obviously the big fucking reason before anyone says it is that yes, it's Keanu Reeves stuff.
Of course.
But also too, it's like if he, as big as he is now, because he was huge back in the day, if this came out back in like 2000 or 2003 or whatever. Where people still bought mostly physical copies of comic books, do you think that maybe the digital like cosmetology type of shit going on right now, do you think that's what led to so many sales, or do you feel like it's literally just quality and the fact that it's Reeves?
I think it's a mix of both, because you have a situation where this guy is now known for He's now a lot more known. Like, he was known obviously back in the day, especially in the 90s. He was in every action movie out there. But his star eventually faded. But when he came back as essentially a lot more violent than a lot of the stuff he grew into, because like Matrix, even though it's technically R-rated, that's mostly for the sex. Like, it's not. It has a lot of gunfights, but it's very almost PG-13. A lot of that stuff. But the John Wick's extremely violent. Like, people are getting headshotted and blown apart all the time. So when people are seeing that, they're like, oh, and then they're seeing him a lot with like the swords and stuff like that. They're like, oh, Keanu Reeves, and everyone just likes it because of his personality. So he sold a lot of it, but you don't sell 650,000 because hey, he's kind of a good guy and has a couple of movies. It's like, look at the art. That art looks really good. So it's like you get the word of mouth. Everyone's like, hey, check this out because of Keanu Reeves. This also looks fucking beautiful. So it gets that rolling, rock effect where people are just going to keep buying it, and it makes sense. We're like, hey, this is still decently popular. We're going to start making stuff on there because it'll help drive the sales.
Yeah, just so you guys know, really quick, let me go ahead and read some things. I know you might say something earlier. He's like, by the way, the Pacific Rim to Black is better than Uprising. And this guy over here says, have you seen Keanu in the Sam Raimi movie, The Gift? I have not seen The Gift at all. But speaking of Sam Raimi, we might talk about something else that has to do with my boy, Jeffrey Lee Morgan. And yes, I said on purpose because he always be leaning ever since the Negan character. But we might talk about that later. We'll see. But Sam Raimi, dude, fucking busy as fuck out there. But the guy, as you guys can see on the left and right, same character, but that's, I guess, who Keanu Reeves is going to play. And in case you guys are wondering, I actually took this from the article itself, so don't think I wrote this shit myself. I'm literally quote for quote. It says the story is about a mortal warrior's 80,000-year fight through the ages to man known only as B, as half mortal and half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity. But after wandering the earth for centuries, B may have finally found a refuge, working for the U.S. government to fight the battles too violent and too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, B will be granted the one thing he desires, the truth about his endless blood-soiled existence and how to end it. And that's essentially what the quote was. Now, as far as that being a quote, man, I think that's kind of a cool synopsis, considering the fact that it's an 8,000-year fight or whatever. But I feel like we're going to get that in some really weird, like, 300 type, like, super fast edited, but yet slow motion, like, I've been fighting for a long time. And then we're going to get to a certain part that's like, it just so happens to land in 2021, guys, or some shit, where it's just like...
I mean, again, we're talking, like, I get what I'm saying, what you're talking about, but we don't even know that set, like, that comic's not also set in probably enough contemporary times. But yeah, you do adaptations, because at the end of the day, adaptations aren't for the old fans, so they get new people in. So there's going to be a lot of concessions they're going to have to make in order to do it. But the fact that they're getting, like, hey, the guy that worked on it, they probably got Keanu Reeves' star, and he also, like, wrote the character and did a lot of that stuff there. So it's like, he understands it better than anybody. So at least him being a part of it, not like, oh, we're going to get some random dude, he's actually a part of it. So at least it'll be, if it's not good, it's because his vision doesn't meld with audiences, not because of anything else prior.
By the way, Jet, do you feel like that synopsis is a little hyperbolic, the whole 80,000 a year thing? Do you feel like, does that throw you off, or does that make you go like, okay, well, let's see what they do with it?
It doesn't really throw me off, because there's actually a lot of different shows that actually play with a future setting, so that doesn't really bother me. Although, it was 80,000 years, does seem a little bit much, but hey, I've seen ones that are way worse.
Yeah. By the way, Jet, when you saw that name Berserker, what was the first thing you thought of?
Berserk.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought she was gonna say Clerks, like Berserker.
What?
Yeah, like my love for you is like a truck Berserker. Would you like some making fuck Berserker?
Nick, you're a nerd.
I'm telling you. Well, okay, because you're like Berserker.
You're a nerd for Kevin Smith.
That's why Clerks make you a nerd.
Because he's a nerd for Kevin Smith movies.
I kind of am. I like Kevin Smith, but
motherfucker knows everything about that motherfucker.
Do you like any other movies by him besides Clerks?
Shit. You're probably right. I don't even like Clerks 2. I don't like James and Bob Strike Back. I like the reboot. I don't like Tusks. Holy shit.
Who the fuck did like Tusks?
I guess we're having an intervention right now. Nick doesn't actually like Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Well, that's an intervention for you, motherfucker. Like,
no, I just know you talk about him all the time, from like his health to like his podcasting to the movies. I was like, yeah, you're a big Kevin Smith fan.
His podcast is great. That's one thing. And Comic Book Men. Oh my god, the sitcom, or not sitcom, but the fucking show that was on True TV for AMC. I'm losing breath, dude. No, Dog I never saw. Chasing Amy was okay. That was alright. Chasing Amy was okay. Jed showed me that, by the way, too. I didn't even watch that, and Jed was like, you didn't watch this. And I was like, no! And then she like put my head in like a sink, and she was drowning me. She's like, you watch this fucking movie! And then I did, and I liked it, and that was the end.
So, Which movie?
Chasing Amy. Was that what it's called?
Oh yeah, Chasing Amy. Yeah, you didn't like Chasing Amy.
Did I not?
Yeah,
I
you
feel
had
like
a lot
I'm
of problems with
kinda-
that.
I had a lot of problems, but it was alright. Like there was a couple. The thing is, like the love story was kind of somewhat interesting, but that comic book shit, especially at the end, I was like, dude, does everything have to be about fucking comics? Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like but Kevin Smith likes comics, so it is what it is.
So yeah, like the first Clerks and maybe Chasing Amy. So yeah, I wouldn't call him a nerd for Kevin Smith.
Well, we all learn something new every day.
Yeah, I feel really good about this though. We found this out together, Alan. I didn't even know something about myself, and then you showed me it. I don't like Kevin Smith. There we go. Yeah. JP said, "What a healthy relationship you must have." I definitely do. Jersey Girl. I never saw Jersey Girl. Who fucking knows? Jersey Girl though. So I was actually really surprised by this because I didn't know Kevin Smith had enough money to ever afford Jennifer Lopez to be in, or was she in this?
I honestly, I never seen Jersey Girl.
I never heard of Jersey Girl.
Me neither, because I honestly thought you were about to say I didn't know Kevin Smith had enough money to afford a Jersey Girl.
I mean, probably.
But by the way, another thing I didn't know Liv Taylor was in this too. By the way, I'm gonna say something kind of controversial. I don't think Jennifer Lopez is all that great looking wise, or great in fucking acting or music or anything.
He said J-Lo's a terrible actor. So did every critic in every movie she's ever been in.
Well, I mean, I find her pretty, but
she's all
I don't like her. I don't like her music wise. I think she's very pretty.
Music wise, I kind of enjoy her from. I can't think of it except for Hustlers. I can't think of a single fucking movie I've ever seen J-Lo and I've enjoyed.
Dude, I'm gonna show you one, bro. Cause this, I will say, there was one movie where I wanted to rub my nuts to, and it's because of her character, by the way, too. Because she was such a fucking sweet part of this movie. Like she made you feel good in her heart. Jack, have you ever seen Jack with Robin Williams?
No.
Oh, this is a sad fucking story, bro. This is great. So essentially, Jack is about this dude who he's only in 5th grade or something. Like he's like a 10-year-old kid, but he has a disease.
Oh, the aging. Yep. He ages up. Yeah, I think I saw the Nostalgia Critic review.
So he looks like a 40-year-old. Back in the while he's in school. The thing is though, is like he falls in love with the teacher, and as a kid when I watched this, I was like, oh well, he's an adult now, so obviously he fucking he loves another adult. Like not a big deal, whatever. But the thing is though, it's like as a kid, I wasn't really focusing on the whole idea of like, no, this is like a 5-year-old kid, and I think sometimes maybe she has a crush on him, or she's kind of like really kind of getting romantically.
I'm not liking the synopsis.
Well, no, because he doesn't look like a kid. He's 40 years old. Like,
How does it matter?
I don't like the synopsis.
He's really old. He has hairy arms and everything.
He's only been around for 5 years.
Alan, look at this dude. Does that dude look like the guy who's wearing a backpack?
Wow, does the guy who's wearing a really overly tight belt, a backpack, his shirt super tucked in, really awkward next to a teacher? I wonder how old he is.
Jesus.
I mean, Robin Williams is a fantastic actor. He looks 45. He can look like a 5-year-old.
The thing is,
well, give him that, but still, like, fuck you, Nick. What are you talking about?
You know what? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Why are you willing to die on this hill just to agree she's a terrible actress?
No, because she was good here. Like, there's another part.
No, she wasn't.
She was fine. No, and Marissa is like, is this movie big with Tom Hanks? Oh, that's a great question. Is the movie big with Tom Hanks problematic too? Because I think he makes out with a girl who's like fucking 25 or whatever, and he like ages up. Baby? Yeah, like he doesn't age up, but like his looks age up, and then he tells her like, hey, like I like you and shit, blah blah. And she's like, you know what? Why don't you come back when you're legal age or whatever? Like,
oh yeah, that's how that movie ends. 13 going on 30 does the same fucking thing. Wow, yes, yeah. It is extremely problematic. The reason we get away with it is because of the fact that it's like, love conquers all bounds. But it's like, it's because of the fact that they look the certain age, which means we can get away with that. But the problem is, that's an extremely dangerous thing where it's like, oh, maturity makes you seem older, or the way you look makes you seem older. It's like, I have a beard right now. Do I fucking look like my age? Like, do I look older or younger? I can go shave right now. I'll fucking take 10 years off. Like, it is... Emotional maturity is extremely important. It's like, oh, the 13-year-old big out this hot chick. That's every guy's dream. It's like, it's also an extreme fucking problem.
So really quick, another thing I want to talk to you about. Like, so guys, I'm gonna put this out here. I'm fat. Okay, just want to let you guys know I'm fat. Now, it's going to make sense with the next thing I'm going to say, which, by the way, too, Chris brought up. He has sex with her in a movie. I completely forgot about that with the Tom Hanks movie, so that's fucking
And that is
crazy.
statutory rape.
Yeah. It's almost like Wonder Woman 84 does it, too. Like, like raping somebody when
Completely
they don't know.
different situations.
She's
every
a
single way, shape, or form.
rapist.
To the
She's
extent where
a
statutory rape is a specific guidelines on the age of consent.
I'm just saying there needs to be some justice for that league, that fucking pervert woman over there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Diana.
Nobody likes you.
I want Batman to fucking take her ass to Gotham prison court, whatever the fuck, and be like, hey,
what?
I touch you. You fuck him when you didn't even know. Why'd you do that? You know what I mean? He should totally do that. But here's the thing, though. Thing I was gonna bring up about the fat thing.
Anyway.
So one of my most memorable moments, because Jed showed me this in real life, and I gotta tell you, Jed, thank you so fucking much for showing me this. Oh, you're about to find. You're gonna love this. So in real life, Jed showed me that this thing actually exists. But when I was a kid, one thing I always thought that was kind of fake and kind of silly is, Jack, and this is his point of view. He's actually hiding in this little slide thing because he's scared of all the other kids because they're like, "Oh, you old man, hairy motherfucker." And Jennifer Lopez goes over there talking to him, and they bond over gummy bears. That the red gummy bears are the best gummy bears. Okay. So he's like, he loves her so much that he starts like collecting red gummy bears to give it to her. And as a kid, I was like, man, that's bullshit, dude. They'll never have just red gummy bears ever. They'll never sell that somewhere. That's just too hard to collect. And then just show me that there is a such thing as people selling red gummy bears only, and that was at the corner store over there in fucking Illinois. It's fucking amazing. You could totally buy these guys. You might be able to look it up and buy it and have it shipped to your house. But there is, damn it, Corey, I'm talking about gummy bears. What the fuck? Anyways, guys, I'll be right back and continue talking in chat.
Ring.
I don't know what the fuck the red jelly. Are we talking about consent? How did jelly beans get involved?
I don't know, but what's your favorite gummy bear flavor? Mine is green.
I mean, red is a pretty good one. I've never been a huge fan of jelly beans, but not jelly beans. I love jelly beans. Gummy bears are okay. Gummy worms are way better, especially the sour ones.
All right, I have returned yet again. So someone said, can you answer Matt and Dumba's question? Now, normally I wouldn't like doing that because Matt and Dumba's fucking stupid, but
Oh, he says, Kevin James fat or Jonah Hill fat? Jonah Hill's not fat anymore, so that's hard to say.
Neither of them are, honestly. Both of them have really gone.
Yeah, Kevin James is actually even when Kevin James is fat, like he was a football player. Like that dude has muscle that I will even me in shape, I don't have as much muscle as Kevin James. So I don't know. But anyways, I do have my picture on the thing, guys. Like not like this picture, but like my Facebook.
I guess he means more like just your body type, to where it's just like I mean, there might be wrestlers that you could compare yourself to.
Oh yeah, god damn it! It's that guy I always make fun of, Smojo. I would compare myself to Smojo.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Amanda, hey, well, I'm sorry, dude. You're always talking shit, man. I call you stupid when you're stupid. But anyways, no. But the thing is, though, guys. Let me see. I'm looking over here in the chat, though, too. Gummy Mouse are the worst. But
I prefer gummy worms and sour gummy worms. They're way better.
Well, because they're longer too.
Well,
right?
yeah. Unless you're an old lady, you always prefer the sour.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
That is true.
I love jube. I don't know if y'all have a lot of them. I love the jubes. They're fucking fantastic.
How do you spell that?
Me.
How do you spell that?
I'll put it in the chat. Just I gotta figure out too because I gotta.
You don't know how to spell the fucking things you like.
Yeah. At least I can admit it. I'm a mature adult.
You never do. This is the first time. I've been talking about this every day.
Yeah. But I'd rather at least call myself out quick. But no, it isn't. I really, really hate this background shit. Nothing shows up.
Sorry. I'll stop talking to so it stays on you.
But yeah, these things are fucking awesome.
Those
I love them.
Nasty. They get caught in your teeth and fucking. Well, yeah, I am. But yeah, they'll get caught in your teeth and fucking everything ain't good.
Yeah, they are.
So bad. Yeah, I don't know.
Like those things just make you want to eat other candy instead.
Yeah, more jubes.
But no, man. One thing I want to bring up too, as far as that shit goes, I don't know how we got into this, but it's just, it's the chat tag. That's what we do, guys. But Jed, do you remember those big ass gummy bears?
Oh yeah, the jumbo ones.
Okay, so chat, you guys gotta tell me if you've ever seen these before. This is fucking amazing. Look how fucking insane these things are. Now, okay, here's a good picture. See how big this is? And they sell these for like what, $12, $15 or something like that. Like,
Why would you? What crack addict would eat that?
Yeah, because you can't eat that in one setting or whatever. So
That's the thing. Like if you got the whole pack of bread, whatever, you can space that out. But if you're just having that one big one, you're not gonna finish that unless you like have 8 people that are willing to like slice that shit up, like you crucifying the fucking thing.
Can you imagine turning that thing over and then slapping its ass and then it jiggles?
That would be great. Oh, look at this. 1,400 gummy bears is what it's worth. That's fucking insane, dude. And look at this dude's face. Like, he's biting on the ear, guys. Like, and it's a mouthful. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much even for me.
Yeah, do you feel like would that give you the shits, or like, I don't even know, man.
No, it's more of an upset stomach. You don't really get the shits from candy that much.
Yeah, and Alan would know, guys. He likes to eat his candy quite a bit. My muse is soda.
I have a sweet tooth, like straight up. If I could take my webcam and show you my candy stash, but I'm ashamed of it.
Yeah, no, and you should be ashamed because it's gonna lead to your lack of health. You know, that's never any good. Just like comic movies. So, anyways,
yeah, just like wrestling. How's that worked out for you?
It's worked out great. I love wrestling. I'm sorry you don't love comic books as much as I love wrestling. That sucks. Poor guy.
Nobody loves Nobody loves anything as much as you hate wrestling.
You know, there's times where I fucking hate wrestling too, guys. I'm just a whole bundle of different things, right, guys? Want to bring this up too, though. This is actually really interesting. I know this is kind of an old story, or whatever, but I didn't know a certain piece of this. And Alan, you can let me know if this is already well known beforehand. But this Jamie Foxx playing Mike Tyson movie that's gonna be coming out.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a limited series, not a movie. But the thing that I was confused by is that Martin Scorsese is gonna executive produce. I did not know that at all. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's necessary to have somebody with the mind of Scorsese doing this? Because I don't know if that's necessary.
I mean, Scorsese does a lot of rise and fall fucking movies,
and
you could do that with it. You could easily do that with him. I think the miniseries is because Martin Scorsese did the fucking 3-hour whatever the fuck on
Irishman.
The Irishman, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a situation where it's like, I'm gonna make like this 4.5-hour movie. They're like, no. What if I did a miniseries? Okay. Like,
yeah.
That's probably one situation where it's like, hey, this guy again, Mike Tyson Mike Tyson's story is still being told today. You know, his story never really ends. It's not Muhammad Ali, where eventually, when his star faded, he went into his version of retirement. Mike Tyson never really went away. He's always been around. Like, he was in Ip Man 3 that came out like 4 years ago. Like, he's still in things. So it's like, you could tell there's a lot to tell there. Obviously, they're going to focus on the prime of his fighting. And they picked a good actor. He could probably pull off the voice really easily, and he's beefing up, so he's going to look the part.
Yeah, because someone in the chat was talking about how he was he did an impression of him back in Living Color, which, that was comedic, but I think that Jamie Foxx, especially in movies like Collateral, Miami Vice, a couple other the one that me and you kind of disagree on, the Baby Driver movie.
That fucking movie's terrible.
I disagree, but I think that whether or not it's terrible, I mean, you can admit that maybe Jamie Foxx did a pretty good job there, being an intimidating. No? Okay.
No, he was just John Bernthal.
Which, that is essentially what I pretty much said. But
yeah, but I didn't like John Bernthal that much either. John Bernthal plays John Bernthal in every single fucking thing he's in, which is fine in some stuff, and other stuff it just feels like, hey, we just cast you because of this. And then he just disappears, and Jamie Foxx plays the exact same fucking character, and I'm not a huge fan of Jamie Foxx that much in movies.
Well, okay, so this is what I really want to ask here now. Jet, what are your thoughts on Jamie Foxx as far as serious roles? Because we've talked about him on the Jamie Foxx show, and when he's being funny, blah, blah, blah. And you've showed that you like Fresh Prince more than that, which now I understand, but for the longest time I didn't. But seriousness, I've never...
You had the fucking audacity to say fucking you prefer Jamie Foxx.
But you showed me the way, and I now know. But there was a time where I thought you were crazy for thinking that, Jet. But you
wait. Who prefers Jamie? I'm sorry, I'm so confused.
No, Jet. I used to bring this up with her all the time with Jamie Foxx because I like the Jamie Foxx show quite a bit, and I always felt like it was better than Fresh Prince. Granted, I only saw a couple episodes.
You were that kind of wrong. Gotcha.
Ah, yes, you're stupid.
Like,
but the thing is, though,
wrong. Like it's almost illegal how wrong you are.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're dumb. The thing is, though, is. Jess showed me Fresh Prince. We watched like season 1 and a little bit of season 2, and I'm like, holy shit, yeah, like I stand corrected like a motherfucker. But the thing is, though, is we always talked about, Will Smith versus him in a comedic role, but Jamie Foxx wise, as far as seriousness, we've never talked about Jet. So what are your thoughts on Jamie Foxx in that sense? And I don't know, like compared to Will Smith, who do you think's better?
Honestly, personally, I feel Jamie Foxx is a much better actor. There's nothing that I actually hated him in. I like he does do like.
You clearly never watched Stealth.
Like I said, I didn't watch that one. I said the ones that I have watched. he's actually been really good, and even in bad movies like Amazing Spider-Man 2, he played the character pretty well despite what he was given. Will Smith just plays himself in literally every movie.
Yeah, that's what I feel like too.
Well, almost every movie.
But like I've seen you like back to back with Michael Mann, because Michael Mann's the guy who did the original Miami Vice, and then he did Collateral, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, and then he did the movie adaptation to Miami Vice. And I guess he loved Jamie Foxx so much at Collateral when he played very like not so like he was very like not victimized but just not essential. He's just like, I'm just a guy that's involved in the scene. I'm a regular dude and I'm going through all this bullshit, blah blah. And then the very next movie, 2 years later with Miami Vice, he's a guy wielding a shotgun. He has tuxedos. He's a hitman. He's a badass. He's cool as fuck. Blah blah blah. And it's like, wow, like from one movie to the next, you completely changed everything about your stance, your walk, the way you deliver your lines, your lack of stutter, fucking everything. I'm like, dude, that's amazing. With Will Smith, it's like when he transitioned into like what's a movie does the accent, the Concussion. I can see right through that shit. I thought that was like a fucking SNL bit. Like that was hilarious.
The thing is, at the end of the day, and I literally had this argument with a buddy of mine like 2 weeks ago. As much as Will Smith plays himself in every single movie, he always stands out in every movie he's in, good or bad. Jamie Foxx tends to fade into the background. Not necessarily he's bad. He tends to not be even in a leading role, he tends not to stand out. He tends to be overshadowed by the world or other actors in there in every single, good or bad, every single role he's ever been in. Where you're like, oh yeah, Jamie Foxx is also in this. Oh yeah, he's part of here. Oh yeah, he's here. You say he's fantastic, but he's never been able to really, except for, again, I've not seen Ray Charles. That's probably the only ones. But like, I'm thinking the good and the bad. It's just like every time it's like Soul. Like, yeah, he's fantastic in it. Gets overshadowed by the world and by Tina Fey.
Sorry to cut you off, Alan, but
yeah.
Yes, can you check Corey's stream real quick and see, like, am I seeing the same thing? It seems like his stream's like fucking up.
Jittery as fuck. Hey Chad, did you guys already tell him that the shit's bad? Because I don't want him to continue on.
It's okay now.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna show it on our stream really quick, just so you guys, we're not reacting.
It seems to be fine now, to be honest.
Oh, there it goes again. Now it's bad. Oh, fuck. All right, chat. Seriously, right now, this is one of those things we gotta be straight up and no jokes, no kissing ass, none of that shit. I really, really need your opinion. If Corey fucks up again, do you guys want to do Jackbox or have us do a host, or do you want us to leave? Because I think we should just kind of leave and not do what we did yesterday, because that's fucking ridiculous. But yeah.
Oh, it's
crashed.
Yeah, it's done. But maybe we can at least finish up what we were talking about and just kind of get going and maybe not like overstay our welcome.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll keep doing our thing, and then if he turns off in the next 30 minutes, we might do like a show, like a quick little like 10-minute show with everybody, and then we're leaving after that, because I want to do a thing like yesterday where it's back and forth. But moving on, the Jamie Foxx stuff, man. I feel like like quality wise there is definitely a difference, but like, what are you gonna say about him though? Like that you liked him in the Ray movie?
Oh no, I've not seen that, but I thought about Soul, where it's like, yeah, he's good in Soul, but again, he gets overshadowed by the world and by Tina Fey. So it's like, I feel like a lot of times he fades into the background, because even Will Smith's terrible fucking movies, like 7 Pounds, it's Will Smith. Will Smith's doing his thing, even in movies where he's not necessarily looking after Earth. Terrible fucking movie, but he stands out in there. Like he stands out in every role that he is in. Where I feel like Jamie Foxx never stands out. Like Baby Driver, he's in it, sure. But who is the person that stands out of Baby Driver the most? It is the fucking boring ass main character, his boring ass girlfriend, and the Terminator villain he fights at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of funny too. That dude, that whole scene was like I think it was like a direct like thank you to Terminator. Like it just seemed very like. I mean, it was in a respectful manner, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just fucking, it's crazy.
I saw that dude. I'm like, look, I know the car blew up, but he's still alive.
Yeah. But no, man. What you call it? One thing I will say too, because people bring up like Collateral Beauty, and there's like a lot of other smaller.
Collateral Beauty in his defense or against him?
Well, see, I think in defense, because I think Will Smith is good in those moments. And one other thing too is what was a movie that spelled purposely wrong, like The Pursuit of Happiness?
Pursuit of Happiness.
That fucking movie. Once again, that was one of the first times I watched something.
That just proves I can't spell, because I didn't even know it was spelled wrong.
Yeah, it's because
I didn't know the title was spelled wrong. Obviously, I know it was spelled happiness, but I thought they spelled it right in the title. It's not until I look back, they actually kept it purposely wrong. Okay.
Now, Pursuit of Happiness, just to put this out here, that's one of the first things I actually cried on the call watching with Jet. And
It's a beautiful movie, you know.
it's fucking
I love it.
amazing, dude. This movie is fucking beautiful. And the thing is like I was fucking mad, I was upset, I was happy as fuck at the end.
Nick, you gotta like there's nothing wrong with crying and being emotional to a movie to understand
Now
what,
we're
what
caught with
makes...
Jet because you don't know if Jet's gonna make fun of you or not. You're gambling with all your testosterone right on the fucking table.
But Nick, see, that's what Jet's trying to break down, because you're so stuck on that whole male bravado where it's like you're not allowed to show your emotions. But once you start to break that down and understand what makes you feel human, because not everyone's gonna cry at the same fucking things. So once you realize and understand what actually gets to your emotion, you understand what you cherish more than anything. Right now, that is a father and son interaction in which the father is trying his best to provide for his kid and going through all that shit. So of course your ass cried.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just make him cry so I can make fun of him later.
Yeah. See?
Damn it, Jet! Trying to get some trying to break down this male bravado bullshit. You're proving his
right.
point.
Like you're actually correct, but it's just I just had to say that. It was funny.
Okay, I was about to fucking say. Like, I'll put myself out there. Like, nothing fucking gets me crying immediately faster than like genuine love on screen. Like seeing two people that actually care about each other. Like that happened at Parks and Rec. Like the fucking two main characters getting married. Tears to my eyes.
Yeah, what you call it? By the way, so chat, I don't know if you guys, I'm gonna type this in, but
that's funny, JP, because I stopped caring what you think a long time ago. That's why we're not bringing anime. That's why we're not bringing anime time back.
Yeah, anime night. Yeah, you're not
anime
night. See, JP, this is why people bully you, fucking nerds.
JP, not cool. I'm not gonna stand and have people directly insult hosts. Like, no.
Yeah, it's all good though.
Well, you can insult me. It's just like I'll just talk right back.
Yeah. So okay, I'm looking over here in Double Tilted chat really quick. I just want to say, guys, if you guys are watching now, because I think the ad's gone. That's why I was trying to see if I can do whatever I can to I don't know, keep the discussion going. But Corey's shit fucked up, as you guys can already tell right there. But the thing is, I'm gonna keep hosting us on Double Tilted's account. But just so you guys know, I'm not gonna raid us, because Corey can come on at any minute now, dealing with Spectrum, etc., etc. But if you guys want to have your comments read, come over here in the chat tag and type in our chat. But I will let you know as soon as Corey starts. I actually have a screen. I'm actually going to show you right now. I can have a screen right here that shows when DT's live. So as soon as that happens, you guys can go back over there and do all that good stuff. Or you guys can follow us just so you know when we're actually on. And just shoot the shit with us until, Corey starts. And I know it fucking sucks, dude. But yeah.
If you guys are actually interested in, for an actual anime night, we'll bring it back if JP's not invited.
No. Okay. By the way, we are. I'm gonna actually announce this for the first time ever. We're bringing back anime night, and I'm canceling anime night.
Oh. You just brought it back just to stab it in the fucking heart.
You goddamn right. That night was fucking terrible.
You know what's funny
Holy
is
shit.
when we killed Anime Night, basically Alan grabbed Anime Night like it was a head, like a whole person, and he just brought it right to JP's face and just slit his throat like, yes, shh. Yes.
Some of the worst shit I ever watched was there. We watched unbelievable garbage. It was where the longest 20 minutes of our lives came from. Because we'd watched this anime and it was terrible. But it was only 20 minutes. So we're sitting there pulling our hairs out going, how much longer? 5 more minutes. Oh my fucking God.
Yeah. No, I mean, here's the thing, though. I think that it was kind of a hard thing to kind of continue watching it because it was just so many random animes that we try to give a shot. But it's hard to do an anime night when you need fucking at least 4 episodes to really get into something. I mean, that's one of the rules.
Usually most people chill for maybe 2 hours, and it's like, yeah, we can get through that. But if the anime's not good, it's don't worry, guys, another hour of your life, you'll be fine. It's like, well, fuck.
Exactly, yeah. So it is what it is. Super fan says I've been a fan of it for 15 years, so I know some good ones.
Yeah, now that we have a bigger audience, I mean, I don't mind running anime nights because we could actually pick one anime and just basically finish it in a night. Because finishing an anime, that's 5 hours. With the 12-episode show, so I mean, if you guys are really interested, we can do that.
I mean,
in the chat, just make sure it's not the Evangelion bullshit we saw last time. That shit,
bro.
I didn't watch it.
We need to kill time to keep the show going.
Yeah.
Can I review the end of Evangelion?
Only when JP's not invited.
I mean, I think JP left.
Yeah,
he said goodbye a couple of minutes ago. But oh my fucking God. So I'm starting to slowly get into anime. I'm watching Hunter x Hunter and Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan. Probably the
By
more...
the way,
what's up?
Blasian basically said I need to get on you guys about finishing that, so hop to it.
Yeah, actually,
I will.
Quick, though, before we continue on, because there's apparently a bunch of Evangelions or Evangelion, whatever the fuck it's called. Which one is this?
How the fuck should I know?
Jed, which one is this?
I don't see anything.
No, I'm saying like which one, like the ones you guys watched. Like.
Oh, you're talking about the end of Evangelion.
I guess.
It's actually called that. It's literally called The End of Evangelion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So basically, randomly, I was chilling. We were watching Akira actually, maybe like a year ago, and one of my buddies that were chilling was like, "Oh, if you like Akira, you also like Evangelion." I was like, "What's that about?" I was like, "Well, it's kind of a mecha, but not really. You'll like it." So we watched a couple episodes. I was like, "Not bad," and then I decided to continue watching it on my own. I was like, "Oh, so that is a metaphor of depression." I'm like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That's why the main character is doing his thing. That's why a lot of the stuff, like, he doesn't ever really want to do anything because he's depressed. I get that." And then it ends, 20 episodes later. I'm like, you know what? That wasn't bad. Then my buddy's like, "Hey, there's a bunch of movies to help make the rest of it make sense. You want to watch it?" Sure. So we finally put on End of Evangelion, and what the fuck was going on through most of that movie? Like, the first 40 minutes was like retconning the end of the anime, so I was like, okay, this is the real ending. Has a cool fight, and then apparently someone slipped me LSD, because for the next 40 minutes, it was random fucking images, vaginas and crosses everywhere, the earth blew up, I think, and then it cut into scenes of people in a theater, and there's cartoon drawings on paper. This is all real. Like, this happened.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, no, it's fucking. It sounds ridiculous, but like every time I look at like images of it or whatever, even like a trailer or some kind of video clip, it looks not too bad. I mean, like even this weird. And by the way, this is like in the '90s, guys, 1997. And I gotta tell you, this doesn't look like anything that's kind of.
What the hell is that?
Neon Jazz, I don't know, that's a big head.
What the fuck is that? What? I remember that scene.
That's what happened. That's what happened at the end of the movie. Don't you remember?
What happened at the end of the movie? The third impact, I guess, happened, and then some woman comes out of the ground or something, and then Shinji, still continues to do fucking nothing for this entire fucking movie. It just screams the whole fucking time as other people are doing shit and dying for him, and he still continues to fucking do nothing. And then this woman comes out of the ground, and then vagina's out of her hands as they're supposed to be both like the birth and then stigmatas, and it just feels, I don't even know how to describe it. It feels like an art student took a bunch of LSDs and just animated whatever came to his fucking mind while also having the Bible in one hand.
Ray all in the chat, y'all need to not listen to whoever recommended you Eva after saying you liked Akira.
Oh, I know. I straight up want to. If I had that dude's number, I'd call him up, go fuck you. And he goes, "Oh, you watch?" And yeah,
Did you have one thing involved? The destruction of the world.
Yeah, but at least Akira's weird as fuck, and I've seen Akira twice. Once in actually theaters, not like when it came out, but they played it in my city, and I saw once at home. There's a lot of weird stuff into it, but it's not as it still has a lot of stuff. Hey, the movie doesn't necessarily explain it, but like when you watch it, you get enough of it at first, and it makes a decent amount of sense. Especially the second time through, you're like, oh, that makes sense. This is bullshit. There's nothing in this movie that makes sense. And apparently, like halfway through the movie, that's when his depression totally hit. So he just said fuck it and did whatever the fuck. And it's like, look, I get it. He was suffering through a mental illness, but Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck did I watch?
Yeah, so FanFest is only one season of Fully Cooley, though. The other two seasons you can absolutely skip out on. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fuck those other two seasons of Fully Cooley.
One of the guys that we had on our show, once again, the co-host that we've had a long time ago, 90s, he was on our show playing Call of Duty with us last week on Thursday. Guys, go back and check that out. It's actually a pretty fun stream. But he was on, and I remember you and him talking about anime, and Fully Cooley would kept getting brought up, and I don't know if it was like a thing of like, hey, let's fuck with Alan and make him watch it because he gets mad over bad anime or confusing anime or whatever. But like, I've looked at Fully Cooley, and every time like I look it up or whatever, especially like on YouTube, YouTubers who talk about anime, they seem to like it. So it's just kind of like, why do these things get so like Sword Art Online is another one where I'm like, why do these things get so popular and yet for some reason everyone seems to talk shit about it? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, there has to be some reason why Fully Cooley is, like, very well talked about and really well liked.
Well, Fully Cooley was on Adult Swim for quite some time, like, in the very, very late hours of the day. So a lot of people watched it then. And also, the music in Fully Cooley is great animation. It was just fun, and it's also very short, too.
Yeah, by the way, thank you for the raid, Moon Metaphysics. You're the shit, dude. By the way, guys, make sure to give the guy a follow. Seriously, it's not just a thing.
Someone had raided earlier. I don't know if you had.
Xavier Gaming. Yeah. He is awesome. I thanked him in the chat and everything too. But thank you so much for that. But also too, guys, I'm not just saying this just because of the raid. I strongly feel like you guys should go check out Moon Metaphysics' his later streams. Watch him VOD because he does these things where he raps to certain stuff, and it's something I haven't seen too much like on Twitch. Like I see like Chris Herman do a comedic, like he'll sing songs and it's bad, but like Moon Metaphysics is fucking great, dude. So check him out. Seriously, it's fucking awesome. Give him a follow. And then when DT is having some issues like they're having right now, if we're not on, you guys can go and check him out. And like I said, I strongly recommend it. Chicano Kiss says, Fully Cooley was dope and weird. One of my favorite non-DBZ animes. And I got to get into DBZ at some point, too.
Dragon Ball Z is a very difficult show to get into. It's fantastic, but the best way to sum it up is it's very similar to wrestling. I think that's probably the only reason you like it is you get introduced to this big villain. But then you get a lot of build up where the characters have to train and get ready to fight this dude. And then the fight happens, but the fight takes so long to really can get through. But they're these epic build-ups to these epic moments. Like, that's the whole thing. It's a lot of build-up. And sometimes the build-ups are terrible, like a lot of the Frieza dynamic stuff, because of the fact that they have to catch up with the manga. But after they figure out how to do that, it's like, yeah, you got a lot of build-up, a lot of training to get to these really epic moments. And you'll find somebody that always has, like, they know by heart, line for line, their favorite moments in Dragon Ball Z.
I will say, like, if someone asked me whether I wanted to watch Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball, I'd choose Dragon Ball every time.
Everyone keeps saying that, and I think I've never even watched an episode of Dragon Ball, but, like, I don't know. I don't really give a fuck. Like, I'm sure it might be good, but it's like I like Dragon Ball Z, and I'm gonna stick to it.
It's a much different series. It's much more adventurous.
I mean, that's fair and all, but does it have Goku doing a fucking instant translocation and then doing a Kamehameha right into a dude's face?
He learns to Kamehameha
one of the best moments
like
in
in
the entire
Dragon Ball.
franchise.
He learns to Kamehameha in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I know. That's my point.
So, yeah.
GT, okay, Blasian, GT does not exist. This is for all the Dragon Ball fans. There is no such thing as Dragon Ball DT. It goes Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Super. DT doesn't exist. It was a dream we all had around that time, and it is not canon. It never happened. It never happened.
There's so much.
Honestly, isn't Super going, like, isn't Dragon Ball
Nope.
Super going in the direction of, like, DT is canon?
Nope. No, it's not. It never happened. It was all fan-made. It never happened.
By the way, E-Mike, so, yeah, a little bit of reiteration, but, I mean, by the way, the reason why I'm not talking is I'm watching DT at the same time. So it turned on back again, but it's going off again, too, and they're literally laughing, but, like, Corey has, like, teary eyes, dude. Like, he's fucking super pissed. So it's gonna turn off again. I'm gonna be honest. There's no way they're gonna be able to do the show tonight. So just make yourself comfortable. You know, we're gonna talk about anime. We're gonna answer you guys' questions, too. You know, I mean, me, Alan, and Jet, we can sit here and nerd out about shit all fucking day. But I think that might be the last time I'm going to bring up this DT thing. Not to, like, say that it doesn't matter to you guys, but I'm only going to bring up DT if I'm going to host us because those people don't know what we're doing, so I do want to let them know. But as far as you guys, like, hey, if you're with us, chilling with us right now, you guys know what the situation is. This shit's not going to fucking work. So,
for the meantime, I guess, if you guys do want to watch them, they're doing pretty good right now.
Yeah, so, but once again, sorry about that, guys, and, I mean, get on his ass and tell him to go back to the fucking studio, because apparently that's why you get a studio, you know, so these fucking people at Spectrum take your problems seriously.
I was gonna say, you might not be able to, maybe because of money, or maybe they just straight up just won't let him.
Yeah, no, it was a whole thing, because, they offered him to stay, and he was just like, no, like, I don't think I can stay for another 3 years because that's the least thing. I'm just going to do my own house and it'll be fine. I never have internet issues. And it's like, well, dude, yeah, you don't have internet issues because you're never at home to try out to see if you'll have internet issues. It's almost like you got to, like, I don't know, find out first.
Like, oh, he is. He's finding out live.
Yeah, it's almost like you shouldn't do that. Practice makes perfect. You got to check the shit out first. So, no offense, Corey. I mean, you know what you're doing too, but goddamn. So, yeah, fucking sucks. But moving on, though.
Oh, but there's one last thing I want to mention as we're talking about the Dragon Ball stuff. Somebody asked me if I ever saw Dragon Ball Evolution. I saw it in theaters.
That fucking thing. That was one of the movies that made Chris Stuckman really popular because he literally lost his shit on that movie.
Bro, I fucking love Dragon Ball Z so much that when they made a live action movie, he's like, oh, it's going to be great. It'd be like, I don't know why I thought it was going to be great. When that fucking movie came out? I was really young. I can't fucking remember why I thought it would be cool, but I was like, they're making a movie about my favorite.
Bad, to be honest. Like, I don't really make fun of you.
Dude. It's so fucking bad.
Well,
Like, I don't even
but
know how
these
to
pictures here. It's
describe-
like, cause like look at me doing it. Like
Oh,
this.
dude, bro, that's supposed to be Piccolo. He looks like a scroll. Actually, it looks exactly that. That was one of the jokes people were making when the scrolls came out for Captain Marvel. Looks just like Piccolo.
Jesus Christ, so fucking
Bro,
awful.
it's so bad. Oh my god. I saw that in theaters and I was just like, why does Piccolo have Jedi powers? Why? What is this training montage? Is that supposed to be
then why does Dragon
Vegeta?
Ball do what they do though? Because Dragon Ball does this shit where it's like power over 9,000, 9 million, 9 trillion.
Yeah, because
like,
it's all about
none of that
it's
shit
all
makes
about the
sense.
spiritual levels of their chi. Basically, the chi is the energy within there, and the more they're able to train their body, the more they purify their body, the higher their chi is.
What if they have
decoder
chi-chis?
on there. What's up?
What if they have Chi-Chis?
The decoder on his head is actually able to analyze the various power levels. The over 9,000 is because he's never actually counted of being that powerful.
So, by the way, I know you made a joke about Chi-Chi's, but there's literally a character named Chi-Chi in the show.
Oh, I figured that's why he's doing it. So I
fucking
ignored
love
her.
it. I love it.
Oh wait, you didn't know that?
No, I don't know what
He
you
Oh
did.
my
shit.
god.
I know he didn't, so that's why I was just like, man.
I thought he did. I thought he was making a pun. That's why I ignored him.
Even
No.
Martin Puns was like, we were all like,
I don't know what is that?
I think
Is
that's
that
a
a hat?
turtle. That looks like
Is
a
that
hat
a-
or a turtle. Either
No,
way.
that's a dude basically like on. The
Oh,
floor.
it's a dude praying. I was like, is that a really burnt chicken? Like, what am I looking at?
I don't think he's praying. I think he wishes like the world would end at this point if you're making a pose like that.
I guess so. Actually, I think he's trying to show what that's what Corey looks like. Cause Corey's over here like just fuck Spectrum. This is what Ryan made. God, that face. By the way, that face is how I feel half the time when I
Oh.
fucking deal with anything on Apple shit.
And Sketchy brought up, we didn't bring out the fact that, whitewashing and Goku. You know what's
yeah.
weird? Isn't Goku the only whitewashed person? Because, like, Chi-Chi's, Chinese and or Japanese or whatever the exact race is supposed to be. Same thing with the dude that trains them because he's from a lot of the John Woo movies. Like, it's the main character is really the only one that's whitewashed. But it's like, look, man, they're never going to get somebody that looks like Goku with the hairstyle. So I get it that the hairstyle's never gonna work. You can't make that hairstyle in real life without it looking fucking terrible. So I get you have to change the hairstyle, but getting a white guy probably was a poor choice.
Solar in the chat, what's up, dude? Yeah, we're talking about Dragon Ball Z right now. Evolution, one of the greatest movies of all time. No, this fucking thing looks like shit. I mean, when I was saying that it looks okay, is that when I see images like this, whatever, and I remember seeing this when I was a kid, or not a kid, but like when I was on the internet.
Yeah, that's
back
what
in the day.
got a bunch of us to go see that movie in theaters, and then we started watching it, and then we're like, "What the fuck are we watching?"
Well, like the thing is like the shit looks better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Like, when
That's
I was
a low bar. And
Oh,
honestly, no, it doesn't. Mortal Kombat Annihilation at least is entertainingly bad. This isn't even that.
No, but that's because I'm trying to say it. You keep fucking
Yeah.
no. Like, all I'm trying to say is like by looking at this image like in front, like I mean, obviously the movie is fucking terrible, yes, but like looking at like when you put this much money, because dude, they put money into this. Look how it looks. Like there was an effort here, and as you say sometimes, it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck if it's an effort. If it's so bad, the effort makes me even more mad. I mean, that's something that I think you've said. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah.
Effort doesn't matter if you suck. And yeah, they spent $30 million into this movie. I don't know how it made $58 million.
Yeah, God, this is fucking.
But then again, it's also been like fucking 20 years. So it's like, I guess it was bound to make some money eventually. But like, it's like, yeah, they managed to put the money in there. But the problem is it all looks bad because Dragon Ball Z requires a lot. Like, you can't really do that on such a small budget. But you could like, and then again, Dragon Ball Z is very expensive. Dragon Ball, it's like, yeah, it's more small scale. Like I just said, it's more on adventures. So would it be as difficult? But like, the dialogue's all terrible. The acting is all bad. Every actor they pick is really bad at acting. So it's like, there's just everything about that movie fails. It's one of the garbage. It's like, again, somebody said it's just like Last Airbender. It's just like Last Airbender. Because Last Airbender had more money.
Yeah. Solar in the chat is like, what's this movie for? Like, yeah, that's actually a pretty good question. Who was this movie for?
It was for people that have never fucking heard of this. It's like I said, adaptations are for people that have never heard of the product. They do the Easter eggs for people that know it. But adaptations are for people that... That's why trailers, quote-unquote, show so much, is because they're trying to get motherfuckers that don't know what the fuck this is. But they're like, oh, hey, that guy was from a movie I think I saw once, and that guy looks kind of cool, I guess. He looks like me if I was a middle-aged white guy with a 5 head. But, like, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, look at action, and look at all this cool stuff, and Dragon Ball, I heard of that. It's for people that don't know what this shit is. But the fans are like, well, I mean, maybe it'll be okay. I like the show, so I guess I'll watch it. And then you watch it, like, this is fucking terrible.
Look at that. God damn. Yeah, the big
The
old fucking
outfit's
brain.
the only thing. The outfit's the only thing they put a decent amount of effort into.
Dude,
He looks so dry.
look at that big
Like,
fucking
I
head.
was-
He's
like,
in a desert.
He's just so dry.
That's a shame, man.
Wait, what? Dark in the chat's like saying Ray Fisher was Goku's bully.
Was he? Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah, Cyborg from the Snyder Cut. Apparently, you're never gonna find it. Why is there a gun in this?
Oh man, yeah.
Who the fuck is that? Is that
No,
fucking Bulma?
That's actually something that's actually that's accurate. They use guns in the original Dragon Ball series. So them using a gun isn't too far fetched. Especially
Yeah, that's supposed to be Bulma. Hey, you know that character had incredible, really cool blue hair. How are we gonna differentiate her so that people actually know it's her? To give her that blue stripe, because we're not gonna give her blue fucking hair.
Oh man, yeah, that's incredibly fucking bad. Like, I mean, that's bad on a level that's like, I gotta go ahead and just give it props for being that bad and being okay with it. Like, holy
you
shit.
think so, but it's so dreadfully dull that doesn't have the Mortal Kombat Annihilation where you can just kind of laugh along with it.
Mhm.
It's just like I saw it once and I said never watch it again.
Oh, so fucking awful. Anyways, guys, we're moving on from this, though. I want to bring up a couple other things really quickly. One being this fucking Gotham Knights thing. Apparently, it's been delayed. The release date's been delayed to 2022.
Yep.
This is kind of obvious, but here's the thing, man. I remember, and once again, and this is just me starting the fucking discussion, so correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't like that. I don't like that outfit. that
Yeah, I
Robin
mean,
got him.
yeah.
I don't
Oh,
like
you
that.
don't like the one that looks like a kimono?
I mean,
I like kimonos, but I don't like that.
Oh, you're right. It looks terrible. Like honestly, all the outfits look terrible.
Yeah, why is
what
Deathstroke
happened to
looking so
Nightwing?
bad?
He looks like he fucking was drawn with Rob Liefeld and gained 800 pounds. I don't know what the fuck Barbara's wearing. I'm pretty sure someone just dipped Red Hood in shit.
Yeah, because no, if you look at this, though, he's so, like, I mean, I don't want to say fat, chubby, whatever. He's probably muscular, obviously.
It looks like he's wearing a corset.
Looks like he's got dipped in dog shit.
Oh, wow, yeah, with the brown? Holy shit.
Yeah, it looks so bad. Like, sorry guys, I fell on a dog chat and I fell on it. It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
It looks like a chocolate dipped strawberry.
Blazer Michael says Red Hood is overrated. I don't think he's rated enough, but I don't find him that
No,
interesting. He's
you're
just-
right. He's overrated. He has one cool thing that he's ever fucking done, and that was die. The coolest thing that ever happened to that character is to die and come back. But the only adaptation of anything that's ever made Red Hood into a character is Under the Red Hood, the animated fucking Batman movie, is the only thing that's ever been cool with Jason Todd.
Yeah, like, I'm just looking at this shit, too. Oh, wait, I just put it back on Dragon Ball Z. My bad shit. Fuck. Where the fuck is... did I close it? Holy shit. It's just
Anyway,
gone.
but yeah, in the meantime, for people that don't know what Under the Red Hood is, basically, or don't know what Jason Todd is. Jason Todd was one of the Robins, and he was actually, it was actually the fan reason he ended up dying. He was a very hated character, much like how people don't like Damian Wayne. He was very brash. He was annoying. He never listened to Batman. He just did his own thing. He was more violent. He was a smarmy little kid asshole, and everyone hated him. And they would complain and writing to DC to get rid of the character, kill him, whatever the fuck. So they basically said, you know what? We're gonna kill him. So Joker again. What's up?
I just realized that picture was basically just all the Robins, but I was so focused on Damien's outfit, I was just like, ugh.
It was. So that's what they get Death of the Family, where it's like, yeah, Joker, he tricks him into basically he goes after the Joker to try to kill him, and the Joker kind of figured that out because he set a trap, and then basically viciously beats him with a fucking crowbar and kills him. And just to fuck with Batman, like the one, and he's the only time he's ever really fucked with a Robin and just straight murdered him. And that was supposed to be the end of it, but what ended up happening was because Ra's al Ghul has nothing better to do than to just fuck with Batman for no fucking reason, basically puts him into the Lazarus pit to resurrect him. The problem is it ends up fucking with your mind and makes you go crazy, and that's what leads to Red Hood hating Batman and the entire Under the Red Hood saga.
Well, shit. That's a lot. So, I mean... Look, that sounds convoluted as fuck, I'm going to be honest, but at the same time, it's like, if they're willing to put that much shit into Red Hood in the past, whatever, maybe people have a point saying he's overrated.
Something that Solar, BID _P, so back in the deck, there was actually a hotline at one point to vote whether or not they wanted Jason Todd to die or not.
Oh, I remember hearing about that from Comics Explained or whatever. Yeah, like, so
Yeah.
how did that go, and why didn't they continue doing that? Was that an issue? later on?
I think it was a situation where it's like this is such an overwhelming demand for such a hatred of this character that they figured, well, let's capitalize on it. We don't know what we're going to do with this character, and we don't have any ideas to continue his story because he's not as popular as the other Robins. He's actually the most hated, one of the most hated characters in comics. So they're like, let's capitalize on it and tell one of the best Batman stories as a result. So the best thing that Jason Todd ever did was die.
Jesus Christ, that sounds
Yep.
fucked up. But yeah, I guess you're right. But no, but like for me, I guess the only reason why I say that he's not really overrated is just because it's like every time I hear someone talk and get nerdy with this fucking DC stuff, like right now, the reason why I'm so confused and I feel like it's so convoluted, everything that Alan just said, is like
Yeah.
I don't know any of this. Like no one ever talks about this. So I mean, once again, impressive, Alan, that you know. But like, how can you overrate something that's already just like, oh yeah, we're too busy
Underrated.
telling...
He's actually extremely underrated. To Nick's point, nobody really like people like the way he looks, and that's it. They're like they see him. He's in a bunch of comics. He's in all over the place. He's in a lot of the Arkham games too. But he's like one of those characters that exist, and everyone's like, he's like the edgy. He's like Shadow the Hedgehog. He shows up and he has a gun, and he's like, I'm gonna kill people because I'm like bad and shit. Everyone looks at him. He's like, you're a fucking loser, dude.
But yeah, so you know this whole thing with the Gotham, whatever the fuck was it called, Gotham Knights. I am hyped about this game though, and not in a sense of like, because I wasn't hyped about Avengers. I thought that shit looked like crap. But this looks like something that is more along the lines of something close to like Arkham Knight, but probably not as intense as Arkham Knight, not as fleshed out as Arkham Knight. But it reminds me of like, okay, now we get to play as other characters, and we don't get bored of playing the same character like we did with Batman before. This could be a cool thing, but I remember you saying you didn't like the way this game looked. You were like, that kind of looks like shit. So what are your thoughts on this that's going to be delayed, and do you feel like that's a good sign or a bad sign?
1 second. But as far as the reason it got delayed, I think it's because this happened with Arkham Knight, where they were finishing the game up, but then the next-gen consoles got released, and they realized they wanted to capitalize on the power of it and release one of the worst ports, one of the worst versions of that game that ever, one of the worst versions of any game to ever exist. So bad that they took it off the fucking Steam page for the PC version and like had to resell it fucking like weeks later. It was a debacle. Like it was basically it was just as bad. Actually, it was basically just as bad as Cyberpunk. It was a situation where it ran like shit. It was so bad it deleted itself. Like it would fuck up your program so much it would just delete itself, so you have to reinstall it constantly. It was a huge fucking mess. So I think what they're thinking is like, look, we're making this game. Sure, we had the PS4, Xbox One as our platforms, but the next gen consoles are out, which means we could do what more the PC is doing, but we're gonna need the time to actually implement this because one, it's an online game. Two, we're trying to make it for the next gen consoles as well. So we don't want to pull a Cyberpunk. So they're like, we're just gonna give it a year. Corona's slowing everything down. Let's just take our fucking time. And that's probably why it got delayed. As far as me not liking it, it looks just like every other Arkham game, and I played 4 at this point. 5 if you count the Spider-Man games. 6 if you count Miles. They have like if you take the 4 Arkham games, and only 3 of them are technically because whatever, who gives 4? 4 Arkham games: Arkham Asylum, City, Origins, and Night. They all have the same combat system. They changed it up a little bit with some of the gadgets, but you really aren't really differentiating it. You're not adding anything extra to it. Even when you play as the other Arkham people, like Batwoman and the various Robins, except for Red Hood, who has the guns and just kills people, you really aren't dealing with that much of a differentiated combat system. That's why PS4 Spider-Man was such a breath of fresh air, because it wasn't the exact same, hey, there's a ring of enemies and punch and counter and stuff like that. You had the situation where you could web zip. You had the situation where you could do more cool powers with Spider-Man, swing through a fight. Like it gave you a lot more variety and verticality. But seeing the gameplay from Arkham Knights, I'm looking at this going, this is the same thing as every Arkham game I've ever played. But the problem is they realize the Arkham combat's too easy, so now they're adding levels to the fucking enemies. They gotta level yourself up better so that you can do more damage. And I'm like, bro, I don't like this.
Yeah, and yeah, man, like for me, I thought it looked cool, but I didn't see as much as you saw clearly, and it's like, yeah, I mean that doesn't sound great. It sounds very repetitive. It is what it is, and I didn't like that shit from the Marvel games either. But you know, for me, I think that this is a bad thing, and only because of the fact that, like, dude, we need to have some of this shit come out now, man. Like, I understand that things weren't cool, you know, because of last year and everything like that, but, like, dude, having this delayed till 2022, I'm running out of things to be excited for in the gaming industry this year. I'm not going to go on a rant about the gaming industry.
This year's a problem, but again, it's a mix of Corona and it's a mix of the next gen consoles.
But it's also a mix of people like doing bad releases. Like for one, it's like once again last year people still had their stupid little like when they come out with things still in place. Like I gotta tell you this much, Cyberpunk, what they should have did is just have it fucking delayed till this year, and right now everyone would be talking about it. It would have been fixed. No one would have been mad. Blah blah. Everything would have been cool. But like they didn't. And like here's another thing too is like they rushed Phoenix Rising and a bunch of other shit. Everyone kind of like compacted all their shit into one tiny box that was 2020. And here in 2021, it's like, wow, it's almost like all those games could have came out now, would have had really great releases and really successful lives, and they didn't because of just following the fucking idiotic leaders in the gaming industry last year. It's like, it's fucking stupid. Because Phoenix Rising, I feel like that would have been huge, but it's already discounted crazily because it has all this
Phoenix
competition.
Rising did, even though it got discounted, it actually did surprisingly well. It got great reviews and sold like really well, so it did, like, even though it was competing with Cyberpunk, it managed to, because the fact Cyberpunk failed so hard. So like, oh fuck, is there anything else coming out this year? Oh, this game's still out, cool. Like, and plus Ubisoft has sales all the time, so they're always discounting their games. But like, Immortals did very, very well.
Yeah. So I mean, and I didn't know the sales on it, so I'm talking now of just assumptions, people. So I guess maybe I'm wrong there, but like, it's just one of those things where it's like, even if it did well, it could definitely do better because it came out during a time where everyone was so fucking like busy coming out with shit. Imagine if it was by itself. If it did well, I guarantee it would have been 5 times better. If it just came out with, I mean, like, there's been nothing this month, like literally nothing.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different things where it's like, yeah, you mix it from next gen consoles to push release dates to Corona affecting, essentially slowing down workforces to be able to try to figure out how to work. Because that's the only thing that matters. Right now is to work, not trying to make sure people live and shit like that. No, we got to keep working, pumping out products, capitalism for the win. But at the end of it, it's like that's slowing down a lot of stuff, and it's like people are having to adjust because guess what? We have another SKU to happen, and if you're counting the last gen consoles, you have like 3 or 4 different SKUs you have to account for that have different levels that they're able to run at, and quality control has to be even more so because you don't want a Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk sold 13 million copies, but that's because people waited for 8 fucking years. Arkham Knight, if that fails, it's dead. It's not gonna get 6 months of
you mean Gotham Knights?
Gotham Knights, yeah. Fuck, Arkham Knights, whatever. Who gives a shit?
I was confused at first. I was like, wait, I thought Arkham Knight did good, but yeah, my bad.
No, but yeah, that's probably my fault. Arkham Knight, Gotham Knights. Anyway.
Oh, also, by the way, too, just so you know, because you made fun of me yesterday, I want to win, people, so I'm gonna win some more here.
He'll take a win any chance he gets.
Motherfuckers are making fun of me because outside the show we say Batman and Lois, and then he accidentally said that shit last night, and now he's saying this, and he's like, oh, fuck these names.
Yeah,
like,
but at least Arkham Knights and Gotham Knights somehow fit within the mythos. You just created some bullshit.
No.
Yes.
I just got one person's name.
Don't worry, you'll fuck up something in about the next 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm Alan. No, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyway, at the end of it, it's like there's nobody wants failures. Nobody wants to release a bad product. It's just you have so many cooks in the kitchen that the marketing team has more power than the development crew, so they get to showcase what they want to show when the release date happens. All this jazz. And yeah, like Cyberpunk was a rarity. Most games, if they had that level of bullshit, would have died immediately. They would have lost all their fucking money. But because Cyberpunk had a 10-year fucking, we want this game to come out, it ended up still making some money. If Gotham Knights fucks up, it could just die. That series could be over because Rocksteady's not doing any more of that shit. Rocksteady's like, we did Arkham Knight, we're done. We're gonna move on to our next game, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know if they announced it yet, but right now this team is to continue that Arkham series, which is the guys that made Arkham Origins, which is why I'm kind of excited because I liked Arkham Origins, but I just don't really want to play a game with the same combat system.
Yeah, and I totally get you, but yeah, man. So we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe they can add some things that are kind of interesting to it, but I don't know.
Can I answer a question in chat? Because I love answering those kinds of questions.
What's up?
Zolar Back of Deck is asking, what would it take to make a good Superman game? Since there's never really been a good one.
Rings.
Fuck that shit.
I think you should always have rings just as an Easter egg for hilarity's sake. But I've thought about this because people ask me this because my backstory, I have wanted a Superman game since I was a kid. I think flying is the coolest fucking thing to do in a video game. The idea of you having flight gives you this maximum freedom that, like, driving in a car, you're limited by the car, you're limited by the roads, you're limited by other cars on the street.
And by flying, you're limited by the fucking invisible walls. Are you stupid?
But that's what I mean. Though. But you're limited by the map. But like with swinging, it's like, that's cool. But if you're not in a city, you're like, well, shit, I can't swing. Running, it's like, well, you're limited by whatever's going on. But when you have like something like, think of like a GTA 5, Imagine if you could fly in GTA 5. Like, you take a plane, you're like, that's super cool. But imagine if you didn't need a plane. Like, there's a lot of mods that look fucking fantastic. But I've always wanted somebody to take Superman and take like a Rockstar engine and make a game about it. And no one's come close because flying is ridiculously difficult. How fast do you make the character to make it so that the level design matters? How do you deal with the fact that invisible walls need to exist in a video game, but this character can fly? So how do you justify that? How do you justify the fact that Superman can punch through buildings? Like, how do you make all that stuff work? So what I would do, and people are saying weaken him. No. Weakening Superman to make a video game is a cardinal sin of just character design, where if you have to weaken your character to make the story exist, your story sucks.
Holy shit, so every fucking goddamn comic book movie in the entire
No,
fucking
they don't
world?
weaken their characters. I'm talking about like crippling the character for the entire run. Here, perfect example so you understand. Uncharted 2. When he gets shot. Oh, he's weak. We should feel sorry for him. Is he weak or is he just weak in cutscenes? You crippled your character for no point and it's detrimental to the game. I'm not talking about lowering their power level. I'm talking about weakening them. Like straight up giving them a sickness or something. What you do is instead of weakening the hero, you increase the level of the bad guys. Now, average criminals, average humans aren't going to be a problem. But what you could do is have robots. Lex Luthor builds a bunch of robots, kryptonite cores. They're not extremely strong kryptonite, so only, it affects them a little bit, but he can still fight them. Or you have aliens, alien invasion. So you have the aliens that can take a couple hits, so you can still have the Arkham/Spider-Man, combat system, but you have something like Galactus is taking over Metropolis. So you could, if you wanted, put a fucking giant bubble around to justify the fucking box there. There are things you can do, and I don't think Rockstar can do it, because Rockstar only does ground combat games. I think the only people could do it is, I think Insomniac, they could if they were given the reins. They're going to be stuck as the Superman guy, the Spider-Man guys for a while, but if they finish Spider-Man and give it to somebody else, they should jump on Superman. I think they could pull it off.
So, just to put that out there, those are fully Alan's thoughts only. And that's all
100%. Oh, never mind. I know the exact company, they need to work with other people. The exact company that can do it are the guys that make the Just Cause games. Because their levels design is second to none. They make the biggest levels I've ever seen in video games, to the extent where I've never seen anyone even come close. You want to do a Superman game? Give it to those guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck you! Like, I've been thinking about this for years. You're a little bitch, man. Just say something.
I know, because I'm trying my best to be nice. I disagree. That's all.
Okay.
But no, I mean that's the thing.
Fair.
That's But really quick, I'm gonna talk about this thing very very fast. But no, and I'm very curious what you're thinking about this too.
What's up?
Resident Evil, apparently the movie's done being made, I guess. The fucking thing's going to be called Welcome to the Raccoon City.
Welcome to the jungle. We got viruses.
Yo, bro, that's a bad title. Like, I like Resident Evil and I'm hyped.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's a very bad title. And
bro, is Resident Evil a good franchise?
Yes.
Is it?
It's very much is.
Almost all of their movies are terrible. Half their games no one even talks about.
Half of the games they don't talk about?
Operation Raccoon City, Umbrella Corps, the Chronicles games. We don't even know if what you call it, the one with what was that one that was a Sega made or whatever the fuck with Carrie Fisher, if that's even one.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, that's a whole other conversation. Cause I don't want to like insult, but like you're just unaware. It's okay. But like, as far as Resident Evil goes, like for me, I just think that like we've talked so much about like the mansion and the Raccoon City and blah blah blah, but to literally have with just one movie encompass both places, I think is kind of strange because you gotta have all these characters and they're like, we're gonna have Leon, we're gonna have Jill, we're gonna have this. I'm like, okay, you're gonna have like a movie with like 3 acts, like fucking the Snyder Cut or something, like like,
no, it's gonna be 15-hour movie.
No, yeah, it was dumb as shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm looking at this, and the Welcome to the Raccoon City thing. It's like, okay, guys, like if the movie's called that, you gotta keep in mind that like this is a huge universe. You're gonna have sequels and everything. Like, there's a lot more shit that happens in other than Raccoon City. We have like Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. Like, dude,
there's gonna be Rambo, Rambo First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, or whatever the fuck. At the end of the day, look, I think
Resident Evil. Like, I don't understand why they're fucking with that. Just call it Resident Evil. But go ahead.
They want to differentiate it from all the other ones, so instead of putting a number on it, they're gonna just because they call it Resident Evil. So, well, what is evil? What do you mean? Because there's a bunch of movies called Resident Evil. It's like the Halloween situation. So they're like, well, Welcome to Raccoon City, and it's like I think that name is fucking terrible. The first thing I think of besides the fucking Guns N' Roses song is the fucking Jumanji, the Welcome to the Jungle.
Yep.
I hate that fucking movie.
Well, that movie's great.
The movie's fucking terrible. At the end of the day, it's like so we want to do Welcome to Raccoon City because we want. I don't. I'm not going to pretend that the title, the subtitle, justifies any sort of tone they're going for. But at the end of it, when it comes to what they want to do here, they clearly want to spin off shows and other movies. So they're going to add all these characters in, but I doubt it's going to be a situation where it's like the Avengers, where Leon's in the center, and Jill and Claire, and I said Carrie Fisher earlier. I'm fucking stupid. Gold Veronica X is killing me.
Resident Evil Carrie Fisher.
Dude, I was like, that doesn't sound right, but my brain kept saying that. No, because I'm like, where the fuck Code Veronica X is even in there? Anyway, who gives a shit? But like, they're not going to have the fucking, standing formation with all these characters. But they're probably going to have a situation where it's like, if they like little Easter eggs for the characters that, because Resident Evil 3 happens either before, during, or after Resident Evil 2. So if they're going to focus on Resident Evil 2, they might drop a few Easter eggs that Resident Evil 3 is also currently happening. And then, lead it to the other Resident Evil games that happen around that time. Like, you have to start there. That's the origin of the series.
Yeah. No, I agree. But, Jed, I mean, I know you don't know much about Resident Evil, but, like, do you think we're kind of overreacting to the Welcome to Raccoon City thing? Because I'm starting to think about, like, man, how does this look to Jet right now? She's probably like, what the fuck? Welcome to Raccoon City.
We got viruses.
We got zombies.
we got everything you want.
We got stupid sequels.
Oh man,
I don't. I think it's a little silly, but I mean, maybe it's gonna be a more silly game.
Yeah, well, movie, I guess, because like that's what they're going for. I thought it was gonna be a show at first.
Is it? We talking about the game or like we talking
the
about
movie?
Oh, okay then.
There's a lot of Resident Evil shit coming out, by the way. We got the game coming out in May. We got the TV series. We got an animated series, and then we got the fucking movie. So I know it's like, wow, Jed don't give a fuck, but it's like, guys, I got confused while talking about this. Like,
because that's the problem with the Resident Evil. This could be more jokey because the problem with Resident Evil is they're too serious.
Does anyone actually really even know what's going on in Resident Evil? Like ever?
I unfortunately do.
Nick, I'm gonna ask this to you not as an insult and nothing to bring back to the show. Do you? Because it changes so often. Do you actually know what happens?
Yeah, you just.
I mean, I like Kingdom Hearts, and I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
No, because like here's the thing, like I love Metal Gear Solid just like I like Resident Evil, and Metal Gear Solid I have officially now I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. I don't know. But with Resident Evil, I actually know. Like, they retconned a couple of things, but, like, Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 3 Remake really set them back on track.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Resident Evil Village is really staying in a nice spot where I kind of understand. Tricell is still a thing, by the way. They've never, like, said that Tricell's not part of shit. Those are the guys from Resident Evil 5, and the guys are somewhat loosely connected to Luz Illuminados, which is in Resident Evil 4. But, like, the Code Veronica virus is still Umbrella, and then whatever they use, like the G virus and the Code Veronica virus was actually added onto Tricell stuff, and Tricell is somewhat connected to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. So all these things, I know it sounds fucking ridiculous, guys, but they are all connected. And if you just saw like a table of contents that kind of like show the family tree of explanations, they're all connected. Believe it or not, it's all connected tisse.
Look. I was with you up until you're like, yeah, I understand Metal Gear Solid. And then you're like trying to explain Resident Evil. I'm like, yeah, I've tried to. I can't. Metal Gear, like, as long as you stop at 4, it really makes a lot of sense.
Oh no, I agree because 4 I understood because those people complain about those long video things, but just like with the Snyder Cut, you fucking assholes. With MGS4, just sit there and watch the cutscenes and they'll explain everything. It's fine. Like you almost can just play that game and still kind of know what's going on. Like they do that good of a job.
For the most, there's still a lot of stuff like that, especially near the end where you're like, I don't know who these people are. But like for me, it's like I played it in order. It's weird people complain about 4's cutscenes when 2 has hour-and-a-half cutscenes like consistently throughout that game. It's kind of wild. But at the end, when it comes to Resident Evil, it's like the remakes were a response to the fact that this universe became very like there's so many random source material that added stuff that people weren't quite sure. It's very similar to the Kingdom Hearts situation where you didn't really know the order of what events were going to happen because so many different products came out at roughly the same time that either contradicted or did their own thing, and you weren't sure what mattered or not. Kingdom Hearts does it way worse because at least you could play most Resident Evil games on consoles that exists.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. It's like because I completely agree with you that Resident Evil is probably really convoluted. And really quick before we continue on this conversation, in 3, 2, 1, we're hitting this button. and we are now being rated by myself. Let me see if it actually shows up on screen here. There it is. All right, so I know it looks like yay for us, blah blah blah, but no, man, it really fucking sucks that you guys are here because the Corey
did it
is not
die?
working. Yeah, Corey said he's giving up for tonight, which I get it, man. Corey's been trying. Because you guys don't even know. I don't know how much stuff Corey said on the show, but like he's been trying to get this fucking thing working literally all fucking day. So he's trying his best. I don't know what's gonna happen. Chad, by the way, if you guys can, let us know. You know what he said as far as like is he gonna record it? Oh yeah, thank you for yours, Kurt. Corey's
and for the chat, one at a time. Come to the chat, one at a time. There's a line. I can always add everybody. I'm trying my best here. I'm one man.
Yeah, man.
I wonder if this is revenge for all the times Corey told me to shut up while you were on the phone.
No shit, right?
Wait, did you dox them? Because that's what someone else was saying.
Crawlers, thank you very much for following us on Twitch. I think it said crawlers. Crowlers, that's what I meant to say. But no, really quick though, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. Right now we're talking about Resident Evil and the new movie that's coming out and, you know, the title and everything too. I'm going to say right now while you guys are here, please go ahead and give us a follow just so you guys know when we're on, because when this stuff happens next time, I hate going back and hosting back and forth. Linda, thank you. Glucose Guy, thank you for following, all you guys. But no, the reason why, damn, there's a lot. Robert Smalls,
I'm trying my best, man. I'm losing my mind here.
Alan, 2 tall, 2004. Captain, Daniel Dorfman.
Alan, your fingers are getting tired. You might as well give up.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, guys. We're gonna let that keep going for a minute. But the thing is, though, guys, is I might have to fucking lower that actually, because that's too fucking much. That's a lot of shit.
Well, like now that Corey's stream is fucking destroyed, I mean, you guys can basically tell him like, hey, you owe us fucking 3 shows now.
And you guys can pretty much talk about so much in the chat if you guys want to. Definitely, you know, someone asked like, can we talk about the Snyder Cut? You guys can. We're not probably gonna talk too much about that because I don't want to come on here and piss anybody off. So it is what it is. But we'll read you guys the comments.
I will answer any questions about the Snyder Cut.
Okay, can we pull out some foolishness or what? We might. I actually might just go and talk about some topics that they're gonna have. You know, let's see what the fucking deal is there.
Oh yeah.
But DT, yeah, DT did crash again, Matt Hundumman, but, you know, hopefully, if they come back on, by the way, I'll send him again, but as far as what Corey said to you guys, he said that he's going to be pre-recording, so I totally get that. It is what it is. Let me see, I'm going to look up in the chat a little bit more. Sorry, I'm trying to get to as much of you guys as I possibly can. What do I use to stream? Gene, good question. I use XSplit. XSplit is what I use to stream. Wire connection. You know, OBS is fine, but I do think that, like, it's very hard to record and have it at, like, a really good bit rate. Right now we do 60 frames, and I try to do 30 frames at 1920 by 1080 on OBS, and the shit crashes.
That's a good resolution.
Yeah, but it crashes on OBS for some reason. I'm like, I don't know why. Like over here, I'm doing that, and then I'm also sharing my screen on Google Meet. OBS does not allow you to share your screen. Yeah. It's fucking.
Blazing has a really good point for the people that are going to stick around, which we always appreciate. Do you want to introduce the chat tag and tell them how connected to DT, or just have me ramble about it?
Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and do it really quick because, yeah, just so you guys know, once upon a time, you know, we had this co-host named Anthony Wilson. He was a main dude that was on the show, and he started the Midnight Chat Tag back in 2015, where we would hang out in the doubletoast.com chat and shoot the shit with everybody. And one day I was like, dude, we should probably turn this into a show, man. Let people on, talk about stuff, you know, give them a link to get into the Google Hangouts call. And we did that. That became an issue later on. But after that, man, all of us kept just having hosts come on. And, you know, I met Alan. That was fucking hilarious. You know, we're playing art together and shooting shit. And then noticed he had a good chemistry with us. And ever since then, we've been doing Chat Tag. Now, the thing is, though, is last year, a couple years ago, Corey moved to Twitch. And we started doing the Chat Tag as a pre-show. That wasn't just music videos or whatever the case may be, and that's why we do this every single day right before the Double Toasted show. So if you guys kind of like see us streaming, you're like, why the fuck are these guys here? We're doing it literally just to help Corey out because he has so much prep that he has to do for the shows, you know, as well as internet connections. You know, yes. We try to do our best to kind of keep you guys entertained for as long as we can, and you know, no hard feelings if you guys end up believing or whatever. But like, I think we're one of the most fucking interactive people you could possibly see on Twitch. And I think we're competitive with DT in that sense. I fucking love interacting with you guys. That's what we call the Chat Tag because you guys are literally the show. It's named after you guys. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves in the chat and whatnot. And I really appreciate like Blasian asking me to bring this up, and you know I just appreciate everyone following everything too. It's pretty cool.
And Nick went all the way back to the dawn of time.
Yeah, I know. Was that a little long? That was fucking long-winded, huh?
No, because I was doing the chat thing, and it's like, oh yeah, explain it. So back when we called the Midnight Chat, I'm like, man, that motherfucker went far. Jesus fucking Christ. So when the internet was made,
you know, and then like in an hour 1 out of 4, you know, this happened, and then Superman screamed for 5 minutes, and everyone was like, that's a good movie.
He made his own Snyder Cut.
No, I made myself a regular cut. A Snyder cut would have been way too long. I would have did it in slow motion. Like, hey
You're right,
guys,
not enough music.
when I'm in
Not-
Alan, I enjoy.
No. Start telling that again. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
God, man. Even the
I
trailer
like
was
the
ridiculous.
movie. I'll say it straight up. Look, there's a lot of dumb parts in it, but I enjoyed myself.
That's cool. I'm glad you did.
Just like I enjoyed the end of Evangelion.
I would say you're the only one, but there are people out there that actually liked it for some fucking reason.
And Alan, I know
Listen,
you enjoyed the
it's
Snyder.
fun.
And by the way, I'm glad you enjoyed the Snyder cut, but I just wish you would have enjoyed the Boondocks as much as that. Fuck, what was the show? God damn it, I forgot the show that he actually likes.
I like the Boondocks. What are you talking about?
I could have sworn you hated it. I remember you were like, "God, I fucking."
No,
hate
I
that
just
show."
didn't watch as much as everyone else did, but everything I watched was amazing.
Yeah, well, shit. I don't know. Was that the show, by the way, you were making fun of him with, Jet?
No.
Cowboy Bebop. That's the fucking shit.
That's a
Oh,
big
yeah.
difference.
God damn it. Oh,
Wow.
JC Sharp, what's up there? I like to say, what's up, dude? What's up, girl? I'm like, I need to stop doing that shit. I'm just assuming people's genders. It's not cool.
Big robot punky monster, which makes it nice. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, Evangelion. Oh, really? Evangelion? Robots fighting that? I saw it for like 5 minutes, and that's about it. The rest of it was this dumbass that didn't want to fucking move a goddamn robot. You have to, every goddamn man, woman, and child in front of him dies for him to get into a robot, for him to just to scream inside of a robot, and then the world ends. Fuck
Jesus.
Evangelion.
You're so angry. You're such an angry
Fucking
Alan.
bullshit.
You forgot to mention the straight up beginning of it.
What the fuck was the beginning of it? I don't even remember.
He's so fucked up.
Oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, where he sexually assaults / rapes his fucking friend.
What? What the fuck?
That's how the movie starts.
Oh,
She's in like a coma.
Why didn't you just
and,
fucking
like,
leave right away?
I
I saw that.
Because honestly, we spent 6 months trying to get everyone in the same room to watch this fucking movie.
Jojo Cat says the end of Neon Genesis Evangelion wasn't a giant mecha fight like most mecha animes do, but I do think NGE, which is the thing you were talking about earlier, was a mecha anime second. So yeah, Black Knight says, yeah, Nick, that's cool and all, but where's that blowing girls at? I don't know. I don't know anything about
Okay. The thing is, Jerk Cat or whatever your name is, I don't mean to mispronounce it. However, as much as I understand what the base premise of that show is to deal with depression, however, the entirety of Evangelion, I'm not complaining that there wasn't a lot of robot fighting. My issue was with the movie did not give a fuck about that, but it did. It does both. It sits there and tries to tell you, hey, we got to get this guy to do this thing, but the movie then never does any of that. It's like, imagine right now, it's like, hey, we're supposed to review something, and we're going to keep bringing it up. It's like, hey, Nick, no, Nick, we can't do this topic. We got to review that thing. Okay, cool. Next topic. No, Nick, we gotta stop this. We can't review it. And then the review, well, fuck it, and then we leave.
That sounds annoying as
part
fuck.
of the movie is to get this character to fight, to which you spend the entire movie not fighting, and then, by the way, that's half the movie. The rest of it is just this fucking acid trip on fucking paper. Seriously, watch the last 40 minutes of that and tell me he wasn't high as shit.
You know what I want to do really quick?
No, he was just depressed, Alan.
I don't care. So am I.
He also really hated otaku.
I have no fucking shit. Lurko in the chat said
Speaking of otakus, I missed the anniversary of one of the best videos of all time, Me.
Oh my god. What the fuck kind of stupid
I wouldn't suggest looking it up because there's nudity in it. But still.
Oh, dude, Alan, I gotta tell you about something, buddy.
Nudity?
No.
It's
It's something else in the chat. Thank you, Yasuba. Thrice Upon a Time, Evangelion, 2021 movie.
No. You said the same thing. I did that in the chat. Look, man, I saw even Evangelion, and that shit came out, 50 fucking years ago? I don't give a goddamn shit. I'm taking my exit out on the highway. I'm out. I watched the anime.
Come on, you're not gonna finish it, you jerk.
Oh, go. I don't give a goddamn
But
shit.
the movies are more about like actually giving the kids a fighting chance.
Jet, I love you like a sister. Go fuck yourself.
Come on, dude.
What the hell?
Thrice
The
Upon a Time.
dude got better with his depression and stuff, and basically gave these kids a fighting chance with these movies. At least give them a chance.
No. I'm sorry. There's literally they changed her hairstyle. Now she looks like Solid Snake. What the fuck?
How the fuck does that look like Solid Snake?
Oh, the eye patch, the way the hair looks. Yeah, it looks nothing like her.
That actually that's Big Boss.
They both have eye patches.
No, they don't, dummy.
Really? You didn't play MGS4?
Dude, it's called the Solid Eye, dude.
That's an eye patch!
No,
it's
it's a fucking scope thing. He didn't get his eye taken out, you silly
I didn't
goose.
said that! I said eye patch!
Listen, You're a farthead. Anyways, continue on though.
Yeah, thank you, Lurko. But no, I took my exit out. I watched as much as I needed to. I'm not gonna watch every goddamn fucking this because again, like people say in the chat, Evangelion is not that deep. It's one of those things where it's pretentious. It wants to pretend to be deeper than it is, so that people can sit there and watch it over and over again to analyze the hidden meaning. It's not. It's the ramblings of someone with a mental illness on putting it on paper. As far as any deeper message, it's just about depression, and that's it. There's no deeper meaning to any of the bullshit. It's just whatever fucking imagery was around at the time. So I'm sorry, I'm not. I'd rather watch better fucking anime, like Attack on Titan.
G Vasquez in the chat was talking about
I mean,
how every single time. No, he's saying every single time that Corey comes out to California, something goes wrong. Now it's happening on the fucking internet. Like, yeah, I see that G Vasquez. Which, by the way, man, you gotta get the fuck out of LA when you can, dude. That sounds pretty bad over there. J Pop says Attack on Titan is so fucking good, especially this season.
Thank you. Oh, this season's fantastic. By the way, please don't spoil it. Like the episode's coming out, whatever, and I'm like 4 episodes
Mondays,
behind.
right? Or Sundays or Mondays.
Bro, I have never like season 4 is so fucking amazing that it is probably the best season the show had. Because the first season was very like it was very similar to what it was. Like, hey, we're gonna be like it's a zombie apocalypse mixed in with the Incredible Hulk. That's how I was sold on it. It sounds fantastic. And you're dealing with that where it's like it's all about like capitalism and like the king's on top, like we're running out of food, so they send all the poor people out to quote unquote fight the Titans, but they all get like eviscerated or whatever. And it's like to keep the population low so that the rich people can keep their food and shit. And then you're as it goes on, there's deeper messages, and you realize not everything in this world is what we say it is. That this whole thing might be a lie, and then you start seeing it unfold in season 4, and you're just like, "Yo, this is everything is flipping on its head, but everything makes sense. Like everything they ever established in the show comes back to roost, and it's just like, yo, this is how you do deeper media because everything about this show is about Western colonization." Everything about the show is Western colonization, right down to a T. Child soldiers, fighting people, constant, endless warfare, monarchies, trying to lying to the people to keep your power solidified, using nukes as a deterrent to stop attacks further on, trying to separate yourself from the population, and then using said deterrents to make sure people don't attack you. Everything about it is amazing. Really and Nazis. There's Nazis involved.
Really quick, Solar, thank you so much for subscribing, dude. Super fucking appreciate that. I love his message there, too. He's like, I gave you money. It's like, that's fucking hilarious. Deadeye Dave and Alex and Susie, thank you so much for following as well. Seriously, all you guys' support is going right back in the show. Yabo is Slaughter. Thank you so much for that, too, dude. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, guys, so once again to reiterate, I don't know if Corey's internet is going to be good tomorrow, by the way, too, especially for the retro review. But, for those who have not followed, feel free to do so just so you guys know and go on. So we can just kind of shoot the shit talk here because we're open to doing Jetbox party packs. We're down to fucking do any kind of games with you guys just to make it easier to wait for like, hey, is the show going to start? Like, what the fuck? So, just put that out there.
By the way, like, how messed up is it that literally someone came to fix Corey's modem and they're just like, no, it's fucked up.
Well, I'm actually concerned because I think what it is, because I've had that happen too, where a guy came here, he's like, oh, what's happening is, you have too many lanes on your modem and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, some guy came, he's like, yo, dude, did you not check your cord out or your cord outside? It's one of those cords that's buried under the ground and it's not getting no sun. It's like one of those fucking whatever cords.
Yeah, that's the thing happened to me. Honestly, at the end of the day, internet technicians don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, and sometimes you get a good guy who'll spend 4 hours and fix the problem. Sometimes literally one guy's like, this thing was broken and fixed it. Oh, cool, it's fixed, right? Same problem 3 hours later. Yeah. Well, when it gets cold, it fucks up. I'm like, okay, we live in Canada where the city gets winter 8 months of the year. Do you have anything against it? Hang up.
Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, do you want me to like get a fucking like heater next to it? Do you want me to wrap around a fucking
wrap a blanket around it and wish you good night?
No, it's fucking
just
ridiculous.
All the stuff that people used to do to fix the red ring of death with their Xbox, just do it to your modem.
By the way, did that ever work?
No.
Did the towel trick ever work for anybody?
No, it probably didn't. I don't know anything about that kind of shit. I was so fucking like just. I remember when that happened too. My friend was so chill about it. Like, I fucking like bought it $320 at the time, and I get it. My friend's like, "Oh, it broke." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "We'll just call them." And I call him like, "Okay, well, I gotta give it to him, and then we're not gonna have a console for 3 months because it's gonna take that long for them to ship it and blah blah blah. They might give me a new one actually." He's like, "Okay, cool." So problem solved. I'm like, I'm not playing no fucking games. I spent my fucking money on the fucking console, and it's like, "Oh, well, you don't have to buy another one, so you're good, right?" It's like, no, I spent fucking dollars.
I went through 3 in about a week and a half. One didn't come with a power cord. One gave me the power cord that wasn't for the right console, and one had the red ring. And then I finally got one that I had for maybe a year and a half. Then I got red ring, but then I got it fixed. But the problem is okay. So I was about when did it come out? 2016. The 360. So I'm a dumbass 16-year-old who thinks he's smart. So it's an overheating problem, right? Well, how do you solve overheating? You put it in cold. So I put it in the freezer.
No, you didn't.
I did, and it worked for about a month.
Oh shit. Well, wait,
The
Macboxing
problem was-
MMA, just want to say really quick too. He says, "I just happy to see Pacific Rim franchise continuing. We're gonna talk about that in a bit, but we haven't talked about it yet, dude. So hopefully you can stick around over there on YouTube and shoot the shit with us. But continue on, though, Alan.
Yeah, I'll finish this real quick. So yeah, 16 dumbass who thinks he's smart, and it worked. I plugged it in. I was like, yeah, guys, I did it. So like, is it gonna be safe? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's not like the ice melted. It's fine. So about a month later, it didn't even red ring. It just turned off and never came back on. So I call up the tech guys, not like Microsoft, because fuck Microsoft. I called up just random people, on the street, because they always said, hey, we'll fix your red ring, whatever. It was a lucrative business back then. And he goes in and he takes a look at it, and it was always really sketchy to me because I was a kid, so they're not gonna let a random kid in the house. But like, oh, we'll take your console and come back in 10 minutes. I'm like, can I come inside? No. I don't know if y'all ever dealt with that shit, but that shit was shady as fuck.
Yeah, it's
very
weird.
He calls me back, 10 minutes later. He goes, bro, you need a new console. I'm like, why? Just fix it. He's like, yeah, you warped the motherboard. I've never seen a motherboard this warped. What the fuck did you do? I'm like, I put it in the freezer. And he looks at me like, you put it in the freezer. You're fucking stupid. And just handed it to me. I'm like almost like upset now. I don't know what the fuck to do because I ended up having to buy a new console. Because it took me like 2 months to get the money.
I don't know why that reminded me of I don't know why that reminded me of this one dude on YouTube who basically put beans in his computer and had some dude.
Why do people do that?
And had some dude come over and fix it, and then he just opens up the fucking computer after asking this dude so many questions. Just like, there's beans in here. That's food.
He's like, what the fuck? And isn't like some smoke or some shit like it gets like electrocuted? I don't know what the fuck it was, but it's like some really, I don't know if the guy like added something in or make it freaking even worse and more like what the fuck. But yeah, it was amazing.
He said a whole bunch of beans just to piss the guy out, just like, you know what? Yeah,
why?
and that's just to prank him. Just like, oh, that's not supposed to go in there.
Like,
Like,
you probably
what are
need
you
the money
putting
back in the video views, But oh my god, dude, yeah, no, that shit's it's crazy. But yeah, like I mean, there's so many things that happen. That I know, like making a big joke about everything, but yeah, no, it sucks that Corey's dealing with what he's dealing with. But like me and Alan have been through this so many fucking times with our own shit. I've had shit happen where someone came and they're like, oh, well, what's wrong with your computer? Is that your mom's smoking, or it's in this weird spot. You leave it on too long, blah blah. And then another guy comes, hey, by the way, your computer's fine. You just need a new gas pump or a heat pump. You just need a new heat pump.
Gas pump?
Yeah, fuck that. It's not gas pump. Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Oh shit! I need to wear diesel for my fucking CPU. Fucking Cyberpunk made my computer.
I gotta change the oil.
Shit! The smoke in my room. He's just getting fucking high off the fumes and almost dying because his computer has an exhaust port.
I know, like in my head, and I'm like, wait, is that why I thought like it fucking sounds like a jet taking off and shit? Just.
But yeah, when it comes to like people technicians, it's like, look, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say something straight up. Leaving your shit on for a long time is only a problem if you have very compact compact system.
Yeah.
If you're having a console, yes, it is a problem because it's extremely compact and extremely small openings for the air, which means heat will build up a lot faster and it will affect the components. However, if you have a PC with a lot of air room, you can leave that on as long as you want, as long as you have a decent enough cooler, which is like $40-50. Not that expensive. If you're spending if you're spending $15K to get a good rig, get something with airflow. The more airflow you have, the easier it will be to stay cool.
Yeah.
Fix the problem. Hey, look, man. I never claimed to be good with computers. I'm like an amateur. I'm an enthusiastic amateur. I know my way around software, but I would never claim to be able to fix hardware issues ever.
Yeah, no, and same here. Like, I mean, I know a few things, but it's like, yeah, I'm used to old parts, man. Like, I remember I was telling Jet, like, when I first met her and shit, I guess I was trying to talk myself up, like, I'm fucking great or something. I'm just like, oh, yeah, I know computers, I'm great. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to make a computer then. So, you got any advice? I'm like, sure, let me see your parts. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, my God, what the fuck is any of this super high-tech horse shit here? Like, what the fuck? And yeah, at the end of the day, I think Jet knows more about me and in modern computer parts than I do.
Yeah.
She knows more than me, not about me. But yeah.
By the way, I was really happy. Look, man, history will decide that.
Also, can I just throw a little bit of shade at Jet right now? By the way, guys, she has the
Let me
best
know
computer.
Jet is the woman I love.
Jet has the best computer out of everybody in the chat attack. Like the people that are here and the people that are not fucking here. She has an amazing beast of a computer. Tell me why that she doesn't sit there. Tell me why that I think me and Alan do more gaming than she does. Like Jet, you don't use any emulators, okay? You don't use fucking anything. You always like.
Okay,
please explain yourself, please, with an audience here. Please.
I need a good computer to play fucking Roblox. What do you mean?
Okay, yeah, Dave, when I looked at the parts Jet has and we compared parts, our rigs are incredibly similar. The only difference between me and Jet's rig is she got 3 monitors, mostly because I think Nani's convinced her to do so. But at the end of it, it's like people having a good gaming rig is also an extremely good computer, which means that I do editing in Photoshop for both the Metropolis. So it's like she could do that stuff too. So it's like building a good gaming PC allows you to do more than just game. You can watch videos at a higher resolution. You can do editing. There's a lot of stuff. Like Jet does a lot of drawing. She could do really good art programs.
Yeah, like I've been at her house and like I'll be on the computer and just doing simple shit like for my own fucking job. It's like, oh my god, this computer's so goddamn good. It's so fucking good. And she's just like, oh yeah, it's good. I'll watch movies on it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like everyone's laughing about fucking Roblox. Oh, but go ahead, Jet.
I mean, sooner or later I'm going to use this for other stuff for the stream. I mostly got it to basically help you out. And just like, I mean, if I'm going to help you out, I might as well just get the best stuff on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you really
she has. Like, I was looking at that. And by the way, like, for people wondering how much it costs to get the best thing on the market, about $2,000 will get you probably the best. And the only thing is $2,000, like, depends. Some people might think that's a lot. Some people might think that's cheap. You're not going to be able to finish it because good luck getting a video card. You can't even get like last gen video cards right now.
No, but Jet, seriously though, you did an amazing job with that computer. Like, I mean, it looks cool too, but like the main thing.
I did one too, Nick. Why don't you ever compliment my rig?
No, because sometimes your shit, you be like, oh, I don't know what's going on, guys. My thing froze. What's going on?
Well, no, because I'm not doing the same shit Jet's doing. I'm not playing Roblox.
Well, no, but like your shit shouldn't, like my shit don't freeze, and I think yours might be better than mine. Like I don't know what the hell you're doing. With
a little bit, but that's because you haven't updated your rig in like a decade.
No, like 2 years.
You still have a better processor than I do. I want that thing when your computer dies.
Yeah, but no, like, but that's the thing though. It's like it's weird. Like, I've never had issue. I mean, I've had issues with my computer, obviously.
Well, at the end of the day, it's like you only hear about my complaints. You only hear about my problems because I'm very loud. Like my computer, and what I'm doing is very hard. But what I'm doing is I'm not trying to sound like a crazy person, but I'm doing a lot of very, very hardcore shit. Like I'm not just trying to sit there and boot the game. I'm going into every single setting. I'm fucking with the game on. I'm almost going to any files and rewriting some of the fucking files in there to get certain things to run on the game. So when Nick hears, oh, Red Dead's not running like this, Red Dead's not running like that, is because I have super high standards. Whereas Nick probably like, oh, this thing, like Nick, if you went to my computer and used it, you'd be like, dude, what's your problem? This fucking runs amazing. I'll kill you. Like, I'll kill you and steal this fucking thing. But to me, it's like, no, it has to be perfect. I did not put this much effort into it for it to not be perfect.
True, but I mean, the processing, I think you do definitely need to upgrade. Which I mean, you can't just upgrade that. You might have to change your whole.
Oh, I'm an 8-core processor, 16-core hyperthread. So it was about $500. So the only upgrade is going to your territory of buying a 16 or 32 gig or 32 core. I'm not spending $2K on a fucking processor.
The reason why I'm on the opinion that you should is because for me, I never ever am doing one thing. I have to be playing the game at full settings, but then also I'm rendering at full settings at full speed, and I can't do anything like where I render something that's only 720p, whatever. Like I need to have like, and that's the biggest thing that people talk about a lot too. And this is why, by the way, Toasties, I know some of you guys are people that want to like kind of copy what Corey's doing and want to do your own show and everything. Don't be stupid like me and try to do a show we don't even look that good right now, and I have this at 1920 by 1080 and at 60 frames. That's an issue. When you do editing, all the videos that you put in there, if you don't want it to look like shit, you have to have the same videos, even on YouTube, that are the same resolution and the same frames. So someone like Alan, if he's just doing some random video, he can do like a 30 megabyte download on YouTube for some video. It's
Sure.
not a big deal. I gotta do fucking videos that are like 800 megabytes for 3 minutes of fucking video footage. And then put that in there. And then if it's not like that, I had to convert the shit. It's adding so many layers and so many problems to things. And it's frustrating. That's why Corey doesn't do 60 frames currently. I don't know if you guys know that, but Corey does the same resolution we have right now, but he does it at 30 frames. Because some people were actually bringing it up yesterday when the show was fucking up. They're like, "Oh, Corey has too many good settings on." He doesn't. It's 30 frames, guys. It's there's 19-year-olds out there streaming fucking Call of Duty at 120 frames. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. So.
And then, by the way, when it comes to video format, you really don't need above 30. 60 is just for the crazies, but like when it comes to video, 30 is perfectly fine. The reason people are it seems unnecessary. Look was right. It's extremely unnecessary to the extent where like if you ever put like a frame counter on videos, most of them are 30. Most of them. The 60 is really only for video games, and that's specifically for stream video games. However, because of the fact that that takes a lot of resources, a lot of streams automatically on Twitch will just default to 30. Same thing with YouTube. It's a separate thing. 1080 30 and 1080 60 are two completely different settings.
Yeah. GVAS is like 60 frames per second. Where are you selling a TV with your fucking stream? But that's the biggest thing though, guys. It's just like, I'm not trying to sell anything. If anything, I'm deselling you. It's like you don't have to spend that much money yet. Yeah, at some point you will, but if you're someone who would rather get something to kind of work now and enjoy your shit now and do content now, and you can use that financing for later on, then definitely do that because people over prepare. With Jet, I feel like, if something happens and I need her computer or whatever, she's prepared right now for it. But she'd probably even have to do that. I mean, shit, like, that computer's going to last her till probably 2028, like, or fucking even further.
Oh, easily. It depends on what she wants to do. Like, the only thing she would ever need to upgrade is a video card, and she could do that in 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
I can actually do it now, but the thing is, do I want to spend that money?
No, it honestly, right now, you're spending half your rig for... You're spending like a 30-year rig for something that's not going to give you that much performance, especially in what you're playing right now. Because like you have a 2070, you're good for another year and a half, and that's implying you're playing games like fucking Red Dead and Hitman 3 and shit like that. Like you're very low key. You'll be
playing Barbie Horse Adventures.
Yeah, you're gonna be good for a very long time.
I want to put that out there too, guys, because Alan, like he talks about me and toxic masculinity. I'll tell you right now, I ain't that toxic. Barbie's Horse Adventures was Red Dead Redemption before Red Dead Redemption. Playing out.
I don't even know how to tell you how you're wrong, but I'm glad you enjoyed something that.
Have you played that game?
No.
You gotta play it.
I'm also not the king of false equivalencies.
Well, What?
You are the king of false equivalencies.
So really quick, Soul Almighty. This will be the last time I'm going to bring this up because now it's a non-issue. But I understand you just came in, so I want to show the respect to explain what's going on. But Corey's particular show, his stream, was doing good for a little bit, then it fucked up at the end, and it fucked up 4 times before that. So he says he's going to pre-record the segments to go on YouTube. So guys, keep your eyes on Double Toast of Bice and the regular Double Toast of channels tomorrow morning because there's going to be lots of fucking content up there. But yeah, I don't know what he's going to do with the internet though, because the thing is that tomorrow. The retro review is supposed to be happening, so he might just skip that and try to work on this whole modem router situation, and maybe you guys can expect the show on Wednesday. That's not an official word or anything, but I know Corey pretty well. We talk about these things all the time. I think that might happen, so just put that out there.
Someone brought up Pooh's Home Run Derby.
What the fuck is that?
Man, that's the... Ooh.
That sounds fucking terrible.
that sounds terrible, but I also need to see gameplay. Like... What the fuck?
Yeah, listen to gameplay.
That game is infuriating.
Don't tell me it was one of those games that came out probably like early 2000s, late 90s, and it was like, we're gonna base this on a TV show, but we're gonna make it super fucking hard for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
No, it's just the characters in Winnie the Pooh playing baseball.
Oh no! Is this a computer game, or is this a console game?
I think it's a computer game. Yeah. So, Jet, why is this bad again?
Fuck Christopher Robin.
Why? leave him alone. Alan's
so
fucking losing it.
I don't know why.
You're fucking mad as shit.
Christopher Robin? That's like saying, man, fuck Mr. Rogers.
I mean, yeah, fuck Mr. Rogers.
Oh yeah, you're the only one.
No, I'm joking. I love Mr. Rogers, but no. Here's another video without that guy in the fucking whatever. But no, like, yeah, this doesn't look too bad. I mean, honestly, you know what this looks like? It looks like there's some kind of like math equation to like why you hit or the strike or whatever. Like remember cool math games?
No, I think it's just random bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. But yeah, Jet, what's your experience with this?
It's hard as fuck. Like, I feel like the game literally cheats to the point you cannot get past Christopher Robin.
Oh, that's what you're saying. It. Okay, I thought you meant like Christopher Robin as in general. I didn't know he was in the game.
That too. I seen him grown up in those fucking movies. Fuck him.
That's like being mad at Mike Tyson for Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
God damn, I'm trying to see what I mean, it was in 2008, but apparently I guess it is like a browser game or something. But yeah, dude, no, fuck that. Someone said too in the comment section, they're like talking shit to the streamer, like you never made it to Christopher Robin, Michael. You don't know true suffering. So yeah, I guess Jet's right, man. Fuck. Maybe it's just because Winnie the Pooh was such a big part of my childhood, but I think this is the funniest rage quit commentary. Yeah, probably.
I love the idea that's like, we're going to take this delightful kids game, but make it so brutally difficult that people just have negative fucking reactions to it. Like, I don't think there's a person on Earth right now that actually enjoyed the Lion King game for the SNES.
Dude, I was literally looking up right now. I love you. This game is fucking bullshit. Like
that's what I mean. Like this is like one of those beloved kids fucking stories ever. Everyone loves it, but the video game sets such visceral reactions.
Oh, dude, you know the other Disney game that's a big fucking pain in the ass, right?
What?
Aladdin.
The Aladdin one? Yeah. That I played. I actually played that as a kid. I didn't get to the hard levels, so I at least have a decent memory of it. But I played that shit as a kid.
Dude, this shit drove me fucking nuts. Like, oh, DuckTales, Lurko. Dude, I did not play that with the nerd.
I think I played DuckTales back in the day, yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. Was that an SNES as well or no?
I don't fucking remember.
Maybe it was NES.
Maybe.
Yeah, here it is right here.
But I wish Ganji was here because he understands a bit more of the history behind this. But apparently this was very early on in the games, roughly. So arcades were still decently big. And people didn't really understand how to make games longer. So they made games harder. Yeah. And not necessarily in a, well, we're going to make the enemies hit harder. No. We're going to essentially make complete bullshit where you don't know where the jump is. You don't know what's part of the level, part of the background. And make it incredibly obtuse and in some cases completely random so that you essentially have to play the game up for a very, very long time. And in some cases, you weren't able to return it or it was a rental where you had to keep renting the game. It was a way to make money without adding more gameplay. You just made the game harder.
Yeah, and by the way, Solar in the chat talking about, I remember Battletoads.
Oh my fucking god! Yeah. Battletoads! Oh, look, Lan, I give Nick give shit for cheating all the goddamn time. I cheated and I still couldn't get past some of these levels.
I literally, it's impossible.
Like, when you're friends. Way worse when you're playing with multiplayer, too.
Dude, yes.
Oh, like, honestly, I'm utterly convinced that game you can't beat. Like, that game is just unbeatable.
But no, another game that's fucking bullshit, and it's fun. It's a good game, so just don't. I want that to get like a thing where it's like, oh, Nick just hates shit because it's hard. No, this game's great, but the new Battletoads, this shit is frustrating.
The one that just came out?
Yeah, in 2020, because it was on Game Pass. I think you guys can still play in Game Pass right now, but you can't play with your friends for the Game Pass version. But this was fucking insanely hard. That's not showing no gameplay at all.
Dude, oh, you'll know this, man. Silver Surfer was just cruel.
So I actually beat Silver Surfer.
You what?
And I did not cheat because I did not have access to cheating at that minute.
Okay, so DS has Silver Surfer, Ganja has Superman 64. Alan, what you got?
I never finished it, but I got to the final level of Mega Man X.
Mega Man X is hard as fuck.
Okay.
This is Silver Surfer, by the way, guys. Just to put this out here.
Silver Surfer is just cruel.
This is hard, but if you know certain parts, like the idea, and this guy's not even playing it right either, but the idea is to go chill in the back left corner of the screen and just dodge what you have to think of as invisible fucking lasers. The reason why I played this, by the way, not because of my fan Silver Surfer, but because of the nerd. I saw AVGN.
Yeah, the Angry Video Game Nerd. I remember that episode.
Yeah.
I saw some of the bullet hell levels. I'm like, bro, who designed this fucking bullshit?
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. But yours, Mega Man 6, you said? Or
Mega Man X. It wasn't particularly a hard video game, but the one I actually want to bring up, and I never actually got a chance to beat it. I'll go to stage up. I never got past the first level. Super Ghouls and Goblins.
Oh, I've never beat that either. That shit's so fucking hard.
So when you play that game, for people who don't remember playing it as a kid on the SNES, the game starts off and it shows the first level and it does this line where it's like, it does this pan where it shows all the levels, but you don't get to see them clearly, but you know there's multiple levels. I was utterly convinced. I remember talking to my mom going, there's only one level in this game. And she goes, why? I can't get past this. I tried for months. I never, to this day, To this day, I've never got past that first level, and for years as a kid, I was convinced there was only one level to that game. Because I tried everything I could think of. I don't even know what I'm looking at!
So, by the way,
I don't
are you
think
talking
this is
about...
the first level!
No, so you're thinking of the regular Ghouls and Ghosts.
No, the one that your video game nerd did a thing of. Where it shows that stuff. Where it's like, the only time I ever knew there was a second level is because he showed in the video. I literally didn't know there were more levels. So I never saw them.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, another one of those. And by the way, chat. I'll read your guys' stuff too, because Indian and Bootman said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Absolutely, that's a fucking huge one.
Yep.
Ninja Gaiden was hard too. I'm gonna show that shit. But someone brought up Mario. Dude, there's been some shit in like easy games that I somehow just can't wrap my fucking head around. Like Mario Brothers 2, not the one that's like from Japanese. What was that shit? Doki Doki Panic. Not that one.
Yeah.
The Lost Levels came out during Super Mario All Stars. It came out on SNES, and the Lost Levels, it's just like the first game. There's no difference at all, other than the missions are so fucking hard. They literally start you off with a fucking mushroom, and you know, like with Mario, oh, mushrooms are great, but they have a mushroom that just fucking kills you straight up. Like in the beginning of the game, but this is the castle right here. I mean, this shit's ridiculous. Look at that shit. It's like World 2, Mission 4. That is insane. Like,
Man, that guy wiped Bowser out with fire.
yeah, I know this is a speed run, so that guy's good. But I'm telling you, we would if I was playing this fucking game, I would not be going through it that fast. But another one that me, Roxy, Ganja, all of us talked about, and it's Donkey Kong Country. Do you know what level I'm talking about?
Minecraft Madness.
Yup. Oh my
Minecraft
god.
Madness is the most frustrating level of that game, but I love it because the music's so good.
The music's great, but dude, I don't know what it is about my hands, my eyes. I can't beat this sometimes. Like, I have to leave the room and save my slate file, or whatever, and just try again like hours later. If you're not in the zone, dude, you can't beat this fucking mission. Like,
Yeah.
it's
It's
weird.
always you know what it is. It's the last one at the end because you don't expect it.
Yup. Oh, dude, yeah. I want to show this shit, guys. Here it is at the end. So you get the con thingy, and you're like, oh, it's over. We're all good. And then you get these crazy jumps right here, but then right there. That gets me every time when they show that last fucking alligator comes at you right there too. Like, dude, how can you expect that, bro?
Oh, because you do it. It's a Dark Souls before Dark Souls. That's why I brought that up. But it's a situation where, because of the fact that it's gonna be the same thing every single time, you just have to be repetitive at it. So you have to spend like half an hour trying to figure the pattern out, and you'll still get fucked up. Because you know what it was? The thing at the end didn't even get me. There was this one jump, like right before a banana. But for some fucking reason, if you don't jump at the exact right moment, you'll fuck it up. And it's usually right before you fall, not when you think you're supposed to jump. It's a little bit after you think you're supposed to jump. It is the most annoying fucking thing I've ever played.
Yeah, man. But no, I love talking about rage quit stuff. Jed, do you remember that one thing that you and I couldn't play when I was in Illinois on PS4? It was a remake of something.
Remake.
Medieval?
It was Spyro.
Oh,
Yeah, Spyro.
You rage quit at Spyro?
No, well, I wanted to, but Jet is fucking
No,
crazy.
like basically we're playing those extra levels where you gotta fly around and stuff and get stuff in a certain time limit. If you make one wrong turn, you lose completely.
Yeah,
No.
I'm telling you, like you
I
guys
beat that game in like one sitting. That game is super easy.
No, this one right here. This one.
No, okay, wait. Were you trying to 100% it?
No, you have to on this one. This is a secret level. You have to 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, because I just played through and got all the shit I needed to just so I can get to the next level. Because I really don't like that game. I don't think that game's that fun. It's collectathon the game.
Yeah, this is what we were doing most of the time because it's like if you make one wrong turn here, you got to start over. So you basically have to go through different. You have to try multiple times in order to just like, okay, is this the right way to go? Is this the right way to go? And then if you fall in the water, you lose.
Yeah,
You have to.
we had to
going
learn.
that way.
Yeah, essentially, had to learn everybody's route because the trains are all going. But like, if you go up to the train, it's almost like that Zero mission at the end of San Andreas. Remember where like he tells you, "Hey, take this."
Oh
RC
yeah,
helicopter."
man. How do we not talk about San Andreas and the fucking what's it called, drone missions?
The drone missions and the flight school. The flight
Flight
was
school
bullshit.
Flight school wasn't as bad as the drone missions though. I'm trying to debate which is the worst drone mission, Vice City or San Andreas.
Vice City was bad, but like that first mission is like you do it and you're kind of good for a while, and then it gets annoying way later on. But in San Andreas, I actually because you can't even cheat your way through it either. Like it's over once you can't do it, and there's nothing you can do. And then you find out, by the way, too, because like I thought I had to do it, but then I found a way. I'm like, okay, I'll just do something to trigger a phone call or something. And then like you do the story, it finishes, and you never had to do the zero shit. So I was doing that shit for no fucking reason in San Andreas. I went years without beating that mission, dude. It's fucking crazy.
I went years without playing San Andreas because I couldn't get past that mission until I went back and beat it the second time. Like, I just gave up. I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I had better things to do with my life.
Indian Bootman,
I did it, but whatever.
Indian Bootman says, my brother and I were trash at the original Halo, and we had a blast dying over and over again in Library on Legendary. Halo is a pretty hard game. I know that Legendary mode, like, in Halo 3, one thing I don't like about that game, too, is, like, it's very, very easy on any difficulty other than Legendary. And then Legendary is so fucking hard, it's impossible to play.
Oh! I remember because I beat the game actually on the one right before Legendary. I was like, hey, this game's not too bad. There's a couple moments. I play on Legendary. Walk 2 forwards, get shot.
Yeah.
Okay, try again. What? Get shot. Try again. Get shot. Okay, what the fuck's going on? I stood still in an empty field, no enemies around, just to see what happened. 2 seconds later, random bullet bounces off a wall and kills me.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
where did it come from?
Yeah, that game is hard as fuck, dude. But anyways, but it was fun talking about that shit, though, guys. I'm gonna do one more topical thing. It's gonna be a review, and then after that, we're gonna get out of here. But once again, just want to say, last iteration of this, really appreciate you guys supporting us as much as you can, and also too, I gotta read this thing from eMike. It doesn't tell me on my one page, so I guess I'll look over here. He says, oh, please, you want to play a hard game, play Mega Man X2. Hell, the original Strider games are way more harder. Especially the recent one made in 2014, which is a reboot. Strider is a fucking great series. I love me some Strider. And Mega Man X, by the way, Alan, like, not to argue with you like you typically do, but like, Mega Man X, I never had any issues with, but the original Mega Man games, I can't even beat one fucking level, dude.
Oh, that's why I kind of stopped talking, because I realized Mega Man X isn't as difficult as the other Mega Man games. It's just that final boss is stupid hard. Because it goes through like 5 phases.
Yeah, and that makes sense. But those regular Mega Man games, like, I mean, we're playing it. I was doing a stream with Roxy and Jet once, and I'm like trying to like remain cool because like they're like making fun of me, like, ha ha, you lost. Oh, you suck. Why don't you do this? Oh, ha ha. And then it got quiet because I was so mad that it just became awkward. It was just like, wow, he is really, really fucking upset about this. So, yeah, it is what it is. But here's the thing, though. It's time to get into some reviews up in here. Let me go ahead and find my fucking trailer so I can actually have something showing while I'm talking about this shit. But let me see. Pacific Rim the Black, which, by the way, I do not like that name for that show. I said that shit like, 2 months ago, and still, after watching the show, it doesn't make sense that that's the name of the show. Just putting that out there. But yeah. Anyways, and someone said, oh man, commercial, sorry. Hopefully you're able to be back by the time you get into a review and whatnot. He can't even hear me, so I don't know why the fuck I'm saying that. But no, this came out March 4th, and I've been wanting to watch this for a while, but haven't got the chance because of all the other stuff that we've been having to talk on lately. And yeah, as far as reviews I've heard, because I haven't really read any, but like it seems that people seem to not enjoy this, from what I've heard from like Jet and some other people. And it's because it's boring, essentially. And boring is a word that I think is seemingly the most epitome of subjective ever. I don't like using that word. And even if I do use that word, I don't think it's like a big insult word. Because I like shit that's boring. I think Godzilla 2014 is boring as fuck. But, like, I don't hate it. And when it's on, I sit there and watch it and I go to sleep to it. You know what I mean? Which, to reiterate how you feel about that too, by the way, Alan, what do you think about my usage of the word boring on these movies? Even though I know we disagree, I want you to be able to tell them what you feel about
I think you confuse boring and slow, because slow is boring it has a negative connotation. If you tell me, "Hey, I'm boring," well, okay, I'm going to be upset. What I'm doing right now is I'm droning it out. I'm making you feel like.
But if I tell you you're slow, you're gonna be like, "Oh, thank you."
Well, that's different. No. If you say that a lot of your topics have a slow burn to them, I was like, "Oh, okay." It's like it's not a lot. It's not a lot going on. It's not super super exciting, but there's something there to keep you kind of going. You're watching. Something build up to something. Yeah, the 2014 Godzilla is incredibly slow. I would never call it boring because I enjoy every single second. The Hateful Eight is fucking 3 hours, and it takes like 2 hours to get anywhere, but it's a slow burn throughout most of it. Something that is boring is like Peter Jackson King Kong. It's boring as fuck.
Yeah, and to kind of solidify what I mean by that too, because maybe people are like, well, yeah, Alan's right technically, and like, I mean, he probably is, but for me,
I usually am.
The way that I decipher the difference between slow burn or slow in general versus boring is that if something's a slow burn, that's not even like an opinion. Like that's just what it is sometimes. And there's shit that like Uncut Gems, I think it's a slow burn, but it's fucking exciting. You know, I'm anxious. You know, I think Falling Down is another great movie. That's a slow burn.
Good time.
Good time. Yep, and that's another slow burn. Fuck yeah. But Godzilla is like, you're showing me shit that whether it was crazy fast or like it's a short movie, it doesn't matter. I came for Godzilla, and you have, I mean, even Bryan Cranston was fine. After Bryan Cranston's gone, I'm like, fuck, dude, like these other characters who don't talk, and they're just like looking out the plane like, oh shit, Godzilla's coming, I guess we're gonna fly out with our parachutes. I'm like, that's boring. That's boring as fuck. Like, and I mean that not, you know, I mean that in a bad way, yes, but I also mean that in the sense of like, if you're in the mood to watch that, you're fine. You know what I mean? I love.
I disagree with what Vasquez is saying. As long as the payoff is worth it, I don't. Slow burn isn't. Slow burn doesn't necessarily have to lead to a payoff. Slow burn is essentially the plot at which we're going at isn't breakneck speed like something like a Transformers movie or a Star Wars movie. It's the Mandalorian. Mandalorian is a slow burn.
Yeah.
Every episode is an extremely slow burn. Second season had a lot more action, but that's because they already built up the world that they needed to in the first one. But the first season is a slow burn. It's like a situation where it's like, well, what's a slow burn essentially is, what is the pace of the plot? Is it characters like, oh god, I gotta run, explosions, shooting shit, whatever the fuck, or is it like, hey, we're talking in a room, we're sitting down, we're having a conversation, the stakes are extremely low, but they're still important. That's what essentially a slow burn is, where it's like we're moving somewhere at a very reasonable, as long as not having a stroke, realistic pace, versus then like a Star Wars movie, which is very fast paced because, hey, we only have 2.5 hours to tell this fucking giant epic that goes nowhere.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, you know, we kind of somewhat agree there. But, like, before I continue on, by the way, the fact that this is a Netflix anime, I think is something that is working against itself as far as the reception goes, because Netflix has put out a ton of anime shows, whether they're created by Netflix or not. I'm on these shows are like Sword Art Online, Neo Yokio, Blue Exorcist, Castlevania, Parasite, No Game No Life, and a few others. So one thing that makes this one stand out amongst those is that this is actually an adaptation of, you know, the Pacific Rim movies, which I don't think there's a lot of other things that are based on live action American movies. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, so someone please correct me if that is the case. But like for the most part, I think that everything except for Castlevania has just been like new ideas or based off mangas or something like that. So I think that that's one of those things that's like, okay, well, I want to look at this with a completely fresh set of eyes and not treat this like it's some typical Netflix anime. But yeah, as far as, you know, I go with this, I mean, I will tell you the first 10 minutes of this is actually very, very interesting. I think that the action is pretty fucking good. But then it's like, dude, after, because like there's not a lot to say there, guys. It's great action. You know, have you seen the Pacific Rim movies? I'm pretty sure you've seen this shit. But for me, it's like right after the 10 minutes, dude, like almost instantly, this started dragging its fucking ass. Like, I don't know if you felt the same way, but what'd you feel like within the first 10 to maybe just the rest of the first episode?
Completely bored out of my fucking mind. Like, I'm not like, you know, Jet. I'm not an elitist. I think 3D animation is fine. I know. She'll kill me. She's distracted by Roblox right now. But the 3D animation,
I am. But sir, fuck you. I'm nowhere near an elitist.
Yeah, like, Alan, you're the elitist.
You talk so much shit about 3D animation. I want to hear you right now.
Listen, that's because a lot of times that shit's mad stiff.
Yeah, you're mad.
And boring. And guess what? You thought this was boring, didn't you?
You goddamn right I did. I was bored out of my fucking mind.
I'm not talking
sure the animation was stupendous.
I'm asshole here, Alan.
I'm pretty sure the animation was stupendous. I would have changed how bored I was. Like, I don't think the action was that good. I think the action was actually kind of terrible. I'm gonna say it straight up. I don't think Pacific Rim's action is that good. The Uprising is, but that movie fucking sucks. The original Pacific Rim's action was not that good. Every single fight in the original Pacific Rim was either at night, underwater, or it was raining, or for the climax, all three. The only good fight in the entire thing was the Tokyo fight, because it was actually well lit. Besides that, the rest of it was trash. And this is like, we're gonna have fast cuts. We're not sure what the fuck we're fighting. We don't know who's where. I guess it was a big explosion and whatever the fuck it ends up happening. And it's like, I didn't really care. The voice acting is decent. The animation is decent. At least the progression of the story is decent. But I'm watching, like, this should be called Pacific Rim the Bland, not the Black, because this is all blank.
Oh, he must have wrote that. That's pretty good, though.
No, it just came out of my head, but I'm like, wait, I could work this to the title.
No, because like for me, and this is where we'll disagree somewhat, because here's the thing, and this is Haley right here. We start off with Haley and her brother Taylor, and by the way, it's just like right away, you know, Haley Taylor. It's like, oh god, like these fucking It's like one of those, I don't know, like just one of those commercial families. It's just right away I'm like, oh, I hate these names. It's already like getting on my nerves just on the blandness of not only their names but their family. But the thing is, though, is like what I was expecting, which is what I got within the first 10 minutes with the action. And you know, once again, maybe it wasn't the best action ever, but I mean, it's fucking mech assault robots, and they bleed when they get ripped apart, or they, you know, the monsters get cut up and there's blood, blue blood, fucking running all over the place, and they drop in oil. So it's like, yo, this is kind of gory for a fucking mech show, and I haven't really seen that. You know, I watch a lot of anime, but I haven't seen that whole lot. By the way, you make sense. Speaking of Netflix animation, Diaz, have you seen High Rise Invasion? No, I haven't, and I don't think Alan has either. But we might talk about that some other time.
That one I'd be willing to watch with you because that one actually looks like it's decent.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I was about to say, unless Jet signs off on it, I ain't watching
it. Okay. But, you know, what's going on with here is that Haley and Taylor, you know, they start off in the show, they're, like, in this bus, and their parents are in this fucking mech suit fighting all these aliens or whatever. The kaiju is what they call them. And, you know, so they grow up within this, and the last thing they remember before their parents kind of, like, took off is, like, hey, we're going to be right back, you know, like, we had to get away from this area because the mech assault fucking, or not mech assault, but the kaiju people, aliens ruined this entire area, so we're going to leave, but we'll be back, like, in 2 weeks, you know, just, you know, don't worry about it. And then all of a sudden it fades to black, and then 5 years later, and now they're adults, you know, or at least, like, older teenagers. And I gotta tell you, like, right away, Taylor, you can tell, like, the 5 years being away from his parents and just, like, never accepting that they died is actually really, really important as how his character talks to everybody. You know, there's girls that like him, there's friends that are hanging out with him, blah, 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 but, like, they want him to be around, but he's never around. He's always like, hey, where's my sister at? What's she doing? Is she trying to go and find mom and dad again? Jesus fucking Christ, don't go out there. You're going to create a problem, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's always mad. And Haley is always kind of like, you know, she's doing survival shit, but she's doing scumbaggy stuff. She's stealing. She's, you know, never listening to her brother until one day she finally, you know, goes off and hides from her brother. I don't even know why. She's wanting to run away, but she ends up hiding within their village, and she opens up this fucking thing where a mech is in there. I forgot what they called them, by the way. Do you remember what they called the mech?
They're Jaegers.
Jaegers, yeah. So she finds a Jaeger, and apparently it's been pre-programmed to, like, go and initialize with, like, her mind. And I didn't know this, you know, I didn't watch the other Pacific Rim movies, at least not enough to know what the fuck's going on. But essentially, these things, they kind of, like, link or synchronize with who you are, and that's kind of like their security system. And it's pretty cool, and I like that concept. But they go into the comedy route where it's like the thing's telling her, hey, you gotta, like, learn, you know, do lesson 1, do lesson 2, and she's like, skip, I want to be on a robot, blah, blah, blah. And it just so happens at that time, and I don't know if it's coincidental or maybe this thing is purposely bringing on a monster, but it awakens a fucking Category 4 kaiju.
Yeah, that threw me off too. I was like, really? It's just been chilling here, but because you skipped through the tutorial, it just took you to a boss fight?
Yeah, I thought that was weird, and I also thought it's like, okay, well, it's been in the whole time. Why hasn't anyone else noticed this being here? And also, too, like, Category 4 kaiju, maybe there's something you had to realize when you're watching the movies, but, like, what's a Category 1 like? What's a Category 2? What's the max category? What's, you know what I mean?
Category 5. It's like basically treating like hurricanes.
Yeah,
or twisters. Category 4 means holy shit. What?
Yeah, or no, or like tornadoes, twisters, whatever, too. Yeah,
for sure, whatever the right word is. I fuck that up all the time. But yeah, Category 1, you know, and medium. They're all threats at the end of the day. But Category 5, I think it's the craziest. Category 4 means like this is incredibly tough. You should probably have 2. Yeah. But dealing with that out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna say this straight up. If your AI, if you have an AI in your show, making it sassy is stupid.
Yeah, and sarcastic.
Well, you know, I'm talking to myself. Like, did you fucking put a comedian? Did a comedian program this AI? Because she's making jokes this whole time. Albeit they're pretty good, because she's basically telling these kids are fucking stupid, which they are. But the fact that it's like, look, man, I'd halfway through going, I expected Taylor to go, shut the fuck up, AI.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you.
Yeah, but this is where the show kind of went back over, because like that, like once again, like that first 10 minutes, you know, it was like good, and then 1 minute later it was bad and boring. But then like we get to the end of it, and there's this fight with this kaiju, and you know, like this fucking this robot, you know, it's kind of like, hey, I can't do shit, you know, this is a training one, so I don't know weapons, and it gets kind of scary. And then it's like, okay, well, I know that they're going to survive this. I mean, they're very lucky, and this is the thing with anime that I don't like, is that everyone always, you know, the luckiest fucking main characters of all time. But, dude, characters that actually have dialogue die in the fucking thing. Like, their whole community dies. All their friends that they've kind of like established some kind of thing with, they're dead.
That really bugged me. Not because
I
people
love
died.
that. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
It was random as fuck, though. Oh, shit, kaiju. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead? we're just gonna wipe out everybody.
But
What?
that gets your character over. That gets your villain over. Like this,
No, it
this kaiju
doesn't.
is scary as
Because
fuck. Like,
it feels like it gets forgotten about. Like immediately in the next episode, you're like, I guess they all died. Oh, people died. Like it doesn't. Okay, wiping that entire town should have been a more emotional gut punch than it was. It felt like it was a reason to not have so many characters on screen. It felt like it was a reason to save either money on the budget or money on voice acting or something. But it felt like we're gonna focus this on the robots. We can have too many people on screen, so let's just wipe out 80 people or however many people there. It just felt very like there was no it felt empty. It was like, oh, I guess 20 fucking people died first because this person made this one mistake. And sure, the character's trying her best to invoke some emotion, but it feels all empty. Where I'm like, I don't really care that all those people died. To me, it almost doesn't matter.
and maybe the way they did it made you feel that way. I mean, because it's subjective as far as the quality of the voice acting and how they write it or whatever. So it's like I can totally be fair with Alan and say like, oh no, he's right. But then it's like for me, I compare it to Demon Slayer, where I love Demon Slayer, and a big part of the reason why I had patience for all the boring shit that happened in that show is because of that first episode. Because the first episode grabs you by the balls and says, listen, we're not your silly ass fucking cartoon. Like, we're gonna do some crazy shit, and we're gonna get the show over as like, yo, like take us seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they had that with having incredible voice acting and incredible imagery. This has neither.
I guess I can see what you mean, and I know why that's your opinion. But like for me, I was questionable in that sense. And that first episode was like, yeah, this is a little bland and this is a little boring, and the voice acting is not really getting me excited. But the fact that the second episode pretty much has no action, and we're still talking about the fucking mech from the first episode, or not the mech, the kaiju from the first episode. I'm like, okay, like that's annoying, and you're being very economic with your storytelling. You're being very economic about what you're going to show on screen, but like. Dude, like, you guys are spending a lot of time with these characters that I thought were going to be like a who gives a fuck because of the kaiju. The kaiju is the whole point of watching this, and it's barely a thing of the show. And then it's like, okay, now we find another character who's like locked in this fucking like glass container with like some power cell juice, some green juice. So we know that's going to come to a reveal later on of like he must be an alien or he must be this, he must be that. And then we find these other characters as main villain Shane.
Oh,
just
that pissed me off so goddamn much.
Why is
that? Was the most because like basically what's going on at this point is like, oh, they're seeing other people and oh, maybe these people can help us out, but because their main alien demon destiny child is fucking dumb, runs up, and then the kaiju they're trying to steal eggs from basically fucks up to the people that are their friends. And it's like, you killed my friend. And the girl goes, I can't take you seriously with them on your face. I'm like, is this real dialogue?
Well,
did she make a joke of the fact that her friends got eviscerated in front of her?
Well, that's the thing is that because he explained later, and I mean, and I know. By the way, I totally get what you're saying. So don't make this like I'm not arguing with you, but I will say that like she is completely numb to friendship and love, and these characters being so close to each other, as well as that new character that they just called Boy, which to Alan's point yet again. The writing here, like, let's just call him Boy.
And plus, the guy that's really mad, like, points a gun to the main character and then just shrugs it off, and then they never bring it up again. I'm like, okay, just shoot him in the face. I would have just shot him in the face. Like, you just killed two of my friends. Pow, you're both dead. Steal the child or kill the child. I don't give a fuck. Like it's just such unbelievable bullshit happening in this. I'm like, this was written by a 4-year-old.
I guess. But for me, I think when that happens, I was like, okay, now I'm interested because now we have a reason why they need to have this new crew come with them to the main area, which, I forgot what they even call the area, but essentially what I thought was, oh, they're going to go to the Black. That's why the show's called, Pacific Rim to Black. And we don't find that out. Apparently the Black is just the blackout of electricity when the kaiju came and fucked everything up. It's like a time period. But it's never explained, and that's one of the things I don't like about the title of the show. Because I don't know if they're going to have a season 2. People are talking about that in the chat right now about season 2. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I will say that's like, okay, well, if we don't know what the fucking show's about, because yes, I'm watching the show and there's a storyline and I'm digging this and blah, blah, blah. But like, there's no identity. It's like, should I even care about these characters? Are they going to be around after the finale of this? Is there going to be more episodes? Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So it's weird. And that main character, the villain, Shane, he's just telling them like, hey, you guys are going to work for me. And then he never tells them what he's going to work for them with. Like, he doesn't get the missions. He doesn't have them actually do anything. He's just like, yo, you guys have to listen to me now. And then he asks them a question. He's going to do an investigation thingy, whatever the fuck. And then while he's investigating, asking the questions in some room, he puts a helmet on one of the characters, and then he knows all their memories. It's like, why didn't you start that off in the fucking beginning? Like, that makes no sense. Why would I put you in a fucking room to interrogate when I already know the fucking answers to all my questions?
Or I have the ability to.
Yeah. Stupid.
It's Pacific Rim has such a fucking unfortunate history because it was like, oh, Guillermo del Toro makes it, and he's like, hey, he's taking a lot of inspiration from anime, and the movie didn't do too well in North America, but did great in to Japan and China. So it eventually became a cult hit, and then got a sequel which did fucking terribly everywhere. So let's do an anime, and it's like it just doesn't like it. It feels like nobody really knows what to do with this universe.
Yeah, and someone in the chat said, the name is for marketing purposes. Dude, I totally, I think that's the case. Like, because I thought, like, I mean, dude, to take, a Lionsgate property, I think it was Legendary. I can't remember if it was Legendary or Lionsgate.
It's Legendary, yeah.
But to take that property, it has to be expensive. So you can't just do this and be like, oh, well, we have so much money to just fucking throw around. Let's just make a show about Pacific Rim. And I'm like, and I know you're smiling, but it's like, I feel like they're not that big. You know what I mean? Because like Legendaries or Lionsgate, whatever, they're
Legendary is huge, but I don't think the IP for Pacific Rim is that big because like it has not really gotten any success at all ever, honestly.
So do you think that this is just? I remember asking this before, but I forgot your answer. But do you think that they're doing this because of the hype of Godzilla versus Kong, or like, hey, we're gonna have that come out?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think what it is they want to do another. I'm under the convinced they want to do Pacific Rim, and if Godzilla versus Kong, and even if it fails horribly, as long as it does decently, they're going to continue the MonsterVerse. They're going to rope it in because Legendary owns the rights to the American Godzilla, American King Kong, and to Pacific Rim. They own the rights to it. There's no rights issues that they have to worry about. And people are like saying, "Oh, Mechagodzilla's seen in the trailer, yada yada. Mechagodzilla's going to be in the movie." Okay. If Mechagodzilla fails to protect a city, guess what they're going to do? They're going to build their own monsters as a tagline of Pacific Rim, and Godzilla vs. King Kong is going to end with a teaser to the Pacific Rim Initiative. Yeah. I'm calling it right now. Godzilla vs. Kong is going to lead to Pacific Rim. These movies have been a prequel to Pacific Rim.
That makes sense, to be honest. And I mean, they already called Godzilla's enemies already kaiju. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not like it's far off.
It works out perfectly well, and I think that they're keeping this around to be like, hey, everyone, hey, Pacific Rim exists. They just shout out something. That's 3D animation. To Jet's point, is very cheap. You can easily do it for a very small amount of money. 2D animation takes a lot of effort. Good 3D takes a lot of money. Cheap 3D, you could do that in like half a year.
Yeah. Which I didn't even know that. I mean, everything I know about like visuals and stuff and how the inner working process is, I get that all that information. I get that from Jet, and apparently I don't pay enough attention to that shit too because I'm still wrong about a lot of things. But I'm looking at this, and here's the thing, people. This is where I'm gonna go right back into positive because like it is a weird trajectory. Like it gets boring because they're explaining shit, and then you have questions that you don't get reveals from. But then like you have to realize, well, this is a story that's going to continue like building and building and building. They're already doing a season 2 for this, by the way. So it's like, yeah, that's a thing. So, when you're watching this show, you have to realize that you're going to get little pieces of shit because like we only see, and this is spoiler to you, Alan, we only see 2 mechs this entire show.
Oh, seriously? I wasn't even planning to watch it, but. Or plan to continue after this review, so you can spoil it away. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and that's what's kind of weird about this. But like the fact that they had the balls to tell a story about these kids, and then their brother sister relationship, and it never gets weird. I was expecting it to be like to be honest, I was expecting like a weird.
You're expecting incest?
Yeah, no, like legit with anime, I really feel like sometimes they do these weird little things to turn on some fucking weirdos at home, like. Lay with me, brother. Okay. Oh, I got a boner. And then it makes some stupid face like, oh, that's crazy.
First of all, it's Oni-chan, you uncultured swine.
The fact that she knows that off the top of her head raises a lot of questions.
But that's the thing. It's like I thought that was going to be a situation with this, but it wasn't. That never came up. No one did some stupid, like, some pervert comes in who's like, "Who? You didn't tell me that your partner was a girl."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, she's a girl."
Yeah, and Manitsu from fucking.
I fucking hate that dude so much.
Yeah, like and Hunter does that shit too sometimes. Every fucking anime does that.
It's that anime trope at this point. Because they're all usually fucking high school kids, and they all the time see a girl that start freaking out because apparently that's what all boys do. I mean, it's not 100% wrong, but yeah.
He goes, Oni-chan, help me! I'm stuck in a Jaeger.
Stuck in a Jaeger. Oh my fucking god!
What's mom and dad gonna do about it? I don't know.
They're not around.
Yeah, dude, fuck.
They gone for 5 years. Oh fuck, I hate this show.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I haven't fucked in 5 years. Can we please do something? Yeah, it's like fucking ridiculous. But that happens with everything, even in the most serious stuff there is. And with this, it doesn't happen, which is cool. And a big spoiler again. So, guys, in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Lots of backstory with that girl that you said earlier you didn't like with May. She ends up becoming friends with these guys, and it's actually a very logical, like the way it happens. It's not like a force because she becomes friends and then still does bad guy shit and still does things where it's like the character's like, dude, you're not emoting. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you like this? Why are you such a dick? Why you don't care about your friends dying? What the fuck? And then you have Allegiance, or not Allegiance shit, but like you have like this obedience to like this main villain. Like, what the fuck? And she is like, you're right, and then rebels against that, and then goes back to being obedient to that guy again. It's like this would happen in real life. How many girls have we met that go back to an abusive boyfriend?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if someone has always known that, I mean, you gotta keep in mind that May, that character, who's fucking badass in this, by the way, but that character has been through a lot more than we see on our show that we're watching. So she's holding all that baggage that they didn't show in the show to kind of give it across, like, yeah, she's fucked in the head a little bit, and I love that because that's a very realistic way to portray a character. Then, in the second to last episode, they got a fucking dance scene where this character, May, who's fucking badass, and I just saw this good stuff about her, she starts shaking her ass and bouncing it up against the other girl in this scene that's reminding her of, like, hey, this...
Remember, we're in an anime.
Yeah, and it's not even like that. I mean, it reminds me of, like, Jujutsu Kaisen, like the ending to Jujutsu Kaisen, and that's a show about curses and ghosts.
Why do you... Oh, I thought you were about to disrespect it again.
Oh, no, I'm about to. Yeah, that shit was stupid, and it doesn't fit the fucking tone.
Yeah, that's what, we're not gonna go there.
But like it's a scene that right away when it came out, I was like, oh, Jet would have liked this because they're dancing, they're having fun. But then, the reason why they're showing that, and it's like, once again, back and forth. She looks in the mirror and she's reminded of all the shit she's going through. And since she was inside the Jaeger, her brain's all crazy because of like the technology. So she snaps right back into like a PTSD thing where she's like, wait, I'm having fun. Fuck that, I must go back to being a villain. And it's like, wow. So now they're explaining the inner workings of a crazy person who has obedience to the villain. Holy shit. It's like every time there's something bad, something great happens. Every time something great happens, there's some bad. And it makes the show the most egregious average fucking show that I've ever seen on Netflix. Like,
wow. That's a better review than I would have given. I saw like a couple episodes. This is like less than average. It's less than the sum of its parts, and all of its parts are average. It's like subpar.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I'm not gonna say much else. I give this a 3 out of 5 because no, not even that, a 2.5 out of 5. That's what I meant to say. It's right. It's the most average fucking thing. Like I agree with Alan. I can totally see why you think it's below average, but for me, I kind of loved it at points. But I cannot argue some of the issues this has. There is not one thing Alan said that I can argue. It's fucking boring. And they sold a kaiju movie. It's not a kaiju movie. They sold a kaiju anime. This is not a kaiju anime. It has kaiju in it, but that's not. No, like you guys read the room wrong, or you just don't give a fuck.
Or don't understand Pacific Rim. Nobody does. That's why they've never made anything of that entire universe that's been above decent. Yeah. And it's like, I think they're only doing this to keep the rights going on. It's like, I don't like when you take established properties and make garbage out of it. And it's like, Pacific Rim is like, it might as well be a dead IP at this fucking point. Because like almost nothing of any worth is being done to it. And this seems like it's just going to be another one overwhelmingly fine. I think it's way too fucking good. This is overwhelmingly subpar. It's like, you could have had something going on here, but you didn't give enough of a fuck for some reason.
Yeah, it's just one thing I hate, and it's almost like I'm stealing this from a Bronx Tale, but it's like the worst thing in the world is wasted potential. This could have been fucking baller, dude. Like, I was hyped when I saw that teaser that was on Instagram for this, like back in like February. I was like, oh shit, dude, here we go. And man, ball been dropped. Now, E-Mike earlier says like, I don't give a fuck what you guys think. I love the show, and dude, to be honest, at certain points, E-Mike, I'm so with you, dude. This is fucking badass, and I love that they focus on the characters, and that was very ballsy of them to do. But when you sell stupid shit like kaiju, and yes, it's stupid shit, just like I love wrestling, that's stupid shit too. But when I watch wrestling, I get wrestling. You know what I mean? I like stupid ass horror movies. When I watch that, just Freddy Krueger, it doesn't get dumber than that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you want to tell a good story, I want to see the genre I'm into. They try to get people that are into a certain genre with this, and then surprise them with good stories. and it probably pissed people off because they're like, I wasn't expecting character development.
Wait, no. I'll disagree with you on that because when people watch anime, they want like either a little bit of action, but they want something in between the action. Because like again, Demon Slayer isn't just slicing demons every fucking 2 seconds. There's the in between stuff that's engaging character development. They wanted character development. They wanted good character development. Like somebody in the chat just said, "Oh, Pacific Rim is a fucking action blockbuster. How is it ever going to be deeper than that?" They literally go into the background and trauma of every fucking character that gets into a Jaeger. And you're telling me you can't come with something emotional? Like, that's just lazy writing.
But I even bring it back to what I first brought up with 2014 Godzilla. It's like, look, on paper, if you go in your weird cinephile horseshit fucking mode and pick apart Godzilla 2014, it's still a great movie. I can't say a lot of things wrong about that movie. But people came to go see Godzilla, and they fucking hide that goddamn lizard the whole fucking movie. You can't watch that movie for $50, after the popcorn, the lift, and the candy, and whatever at the movie theater, and then leave happy. If I would have spent money on that movie, I would have been so fucking mad at Godzilla, dude. I would have hated that movie.
I 100% disagree with you because they sold it on Godzilla, and they gave me a pretty decent movie. Then they also gave me a credible Godzilla fight. I'll stand by this to the day I die. You don't have to have a lot of action in your action movie, but all your action better be fucking good. That is by bar. If you are making an action movie and you only have like 2 action scenes of movies, that action scene better be fucking phenomenal. You cannot do subpar if you're concentrating in. They concentrated for the last fight. Now the last fight is fan-fucking-tastic. Because they're focusing more on the awe-inspiring of the imagery and how horrifying it is to see these monsters existing in a world that was never designed for them. But then you see the fight and you're like, holy shit, this is incredible. We're seeing cool stuff. We're seeing stuff Godzilla never did. It was great. King Kong does it better. Or Kong Skull Island does it way better. You get a lot of Kong. You get a lot of hiding. You get a good story in between. But the problem is with this show is it doesn't have anything. So when the monsters aren't attacking, what is on the plate? Nothing? You're giving me air? Well, yeah. Fuck. I guess I'll breathe while I wait for the next scene to happen.
By the way, I like the chat right now. They're saying bushwhackers as kaiju. That's what these guys are right here. These are the bushwhackers. I would love that. Any wrestlers as kaiju would be great, dude. I want a giant fucking Ultimate Warrior. Dude. Oh, by the way, guys, you want to see a fucking awesome kaiju? Dude, Alan, you're gonna hate me for this. I think you've seen it before, though. Oh my god, let me see. I'm sorry, guys. This is gonna take a minute. Is it the
Stone Cold one or the?
Yup. You already know, guys.
I already know.
Dude, this shit is incredible, dude. We got a fucking big...
only issue with this is the song sucks.
Look at that. A kaiju Stone Cold. This is fucking amazing. Dude, when I was a kid, I was fucking nerding out, bro.
Bro, I just think the song sucks. The music video, I guess, is okay, but Stone Cold, do you want to, like, I don't know, emote? It looks like you're waiting in line for the DMV.
I'm a wrestler. I can't emote. Acting? Fuck that.
My driver's license is 4-3. Did you get that?
What? Look at that shit. That's so fucking cool.
Bored as hell. What was the nerd telling him? Just stand there. Should I do something? Nah, don't worry about it.
Dude, do you think that he actually knew that he was in the music video? There's a hey, go stand over there.
Oh no, what? They just got some fucking. Oh my god.
Look how pretty he is.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
It looks like he's at the pet store playing with the fucking hamsters.
Look at the bird.
That's fucking hilarious, Chad. Oh, look how cute these guys are. Oh, there he goes.
No, finally goes there because again, he's in a fucking room right now with green screen, so it's like he's just seeing nothing. But the director's not telling him like what he should be seeing. Okay, at some point, we crawl up your hand. Okay, cool. So, he doesn't do anything. He's like, oh, they're there.
Oh, okay. I like these guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love you guys. Oh, he hit him! Wow. Wow, this is like a Monster Hunter fight.
This is fucking terrible. Why are we still watching this?
I'm sorry, dude.
Did we get banned off Twitch right now because you played the song for 10 fucking minutes?
It'll be worth it, dude. It's Stone Cold all the way.
No, it wouldn't. The song, fucking video's terrible. The song's really bad too.
You pay respect to Senpai Austin.
No, I won't.
Stone Cold Steve Senpai. That's fucking funny. Anyways, guys. It's been a long fucking show, dude. I'm sweating up a fucking storm over here. Been laughing my fucking ass off. It's been a fun thing, but we gotta get the fuck out of here, dude. So, Alan, why don't you tell all the 91 people over here chilling with us still where to find you and whatnot?
Alright then. So first of all, I was literally just on back in the deck with Solar. He's in the chat right now. BID_P. Click his name, you'll get right to his page. We just did. He basically just built a boat out of like really cheap parts he got from the dollar store and just painted it. It was
Dude,
actually really a lot of fun watching.
It would be so fucking hilarious if it's not cheap and you're just like, yeah, you bought with some cheap shit. He's like, I spent the whole what the fuck, dude?
No. He literally was like starting to show off. It's like you can get this all for under like $5. Like this, just that was the premise of the entire fucking episode. Like he got a lot of these really really cheap parts. He was explaining like a lot of this stuff. Like, hey, you could do your hobbies for a good. You can still do your hobby for a good budget. You just you got to look a little bit. You got to spend a little bit of time looking. But he ended up painting this boat and it looked really really cool. So check that out. It was a short stream, so it was an hour. So you can easily just watch it. We discussed a lot of stuff in between that. So it's not just literally as he described. You're not watching paint dry. There is actually like some content in there. But as far as the normal stuff there, I'm sure the MooBot at some point is going to put my information on there. Follow me on Facebook. You'll get all sorts of notifications for stuff from the Metropolis, my own personal posts, whenever I yell at shit, whenever people yell at me or tag me in punts for some fucking reason. No, at this point, E-Mike, we're not watching High Rise. You've asked us 80 fucking times. We haven't even finished the episode to talk about it. So
Stop yelling at him.
You leave E-Mike alone, damn it. He's
No,
got
he
a
asked like
family.
4 fucking times.
I love your
The
mind.
show's not over. How are we going to discuss this? Hey, Nick, you want to talk business right now?
We will, but I'm not gonna say when because man, by the way, just putting this out here, I've been playing Alan 3 a lot too. We're watching so much shit and fucking like I don't know, it's kind of crazy nowadays. But anyways, go ahead, Alan.
It is. But yeah, follow my Twitter at BirdmanAllen. That's where you'll hear me yelling. Mostly video games. I usually use my Twitter for following like GameStop and IGN and telling them the polls fucking suck. And just basically yelling at them for all sorts of bullshit. So if you're just curious more about video game stuff, and hello, Cat Burger. You're coming in right at the end.
Yeah, but hopefully you can watch the rest of the show. We actually had a long, pretty fun-ass show, dude. So, Cat Burger, if you can, watch the VOD. But if not, hopefully you can see you guys tomorrow. It'll be fun as shit. And, yeah, just keep your eyes locked on the chat tag. But, yeah, go ahead, Alan. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you. That's like the fucking third time.
Oh, no, that's basically it. Just follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter for updates on basically everything. And check out, Back in Deck Production. Solar's a good friend. He's a friend of the show, and we've chilled with him in real life. So, basically, he's in the chat there, BID_P. You'll easily be able to find it, and just basically follow the channel, subscribe, and all that jazz.
Yeah, man. So, guys, with that said, thank you so much for all the love and everything. Really appreciate that. We'll see you again tomorrow. If there's not a show for Weekly Roast and Toast, we'll come up for 30 minutes and just talk to you guys for a little bit. Because it's not cool that you guys don't got shit to watch during the day. And I know I'm saying that in a really weird way, like, oh, well, you can't just watch YouTube. But no, seriously, we really appreciate you guys chilling with us, and we want to have fun with you. So that be what it be. We're getting out of here, though. All right, we're leaving. So bye-bye.
See ya.
And, if I see somebody want me to rate someone in the chat, I'll make sure to rate that person, but it better not be a fucking asshole. So keep that in mind. Goodbye, and Alan's wrong about that.
Yeah. Coming from the man that watched Pacific Rim: The Black and gave it a decent review.
Now, how long is that going to take you to really think about?
No, I'm kidding. That was you didn't pull an earwig in the worm and give it 4 out of 5.
That's true. But you know what, though? Zack Snyder cut is 1.5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's 6.5 out of 10. It's about 6.5 out of 5. Yeah, it's the greatest movie I ever saw in my life. Better than The Dark Knight.